From A.T. Howard Stadium in Woodbridge, Virginia, the Cardinal District title is on the line as the 8-1 Vikings of Woodbridge host the 6-3 Red Wolves of Gar-Field. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Week 11 of NSMT's Game of the Week. Alongside Dwight Vick, I'm Nels Williams, and Dwight, it doesn't get much better than this.
Oh, it doesn't, man. The Battle of Woodbridge, the battle for the district championship. Both teams are locked in, a lot to play for. This time of year, this is what you want to be playing for. It's nothing like ending the season with a district championship when it works out with a lot of stuff to prove, playoff implications on the line, seeding. Lots going to be determined tonight, and both teams are locked in. Garfield coming off a very tough home loss to Patriot High School, and Woodbridge. I worked with this team a few weeks ago, talked to the team, talked to the coaches. They want to go not just district champions, they want to get a state championship. So both teams have athletes, leadership, and a lot of talent.
The oldest continuous rivalry in Prince William County for the second straight season will determine the Cardinal District Championship. Both these teams met in Garfield, or rather at Gar-Field High School last season. Garfield, of course, came up short 22-7. Woodbridge with back-to-back Cardinal District titles for the first time since 2008-2009. We've also got the Great American Rivalry Series here tonight, brought to you by the United States Marine Corps. A lot of eyes across the Northern Virginia area and across VHSL tonight, Dwight. What makes this matchup so special, not just for these teams, but for the area, too?
Well, you know, Woodbridge has always had athletes going back to the 80s, the 70s, and 90s. But the thing about this generation is these kids know each other 7-on-7. They work out together or work out, you know, during the summer, during the spring. And they also have a lot of personal agendas, meaning it's team first, but there's a lot to prove. These guys probably went to middle school together. They know each other, so the effort's going to be there. And you know, again, you mentioned Garfield came up short last year. They want to show everybody they're still a state championship contender.
Gar-Field High School, of course, just 15 to 20 minutes away. That's right now, at least. I'm sure during the day it's probably 30 to 40 minutes given this Northern Virginia traffic. But overall, entering tonight, Garfield sits at 6-3, 5-0, perfect in Cardinal District play. Woodbridge, 8-1, also 5-0. Woodbridge currently first, thanks to a tiebreaker based on points scored, but not too far behind is Garfield in second. Dwight, what do the Red Wolves need to do to come out with a win for the first time since 2022 over the Vikings tonight?
They got to slow the tempo down. They are a high-powered offense. I watched them actually last week against Patriot, and they can score. They actually led that game 14-0. But what happens in these kind of games is you have to play the game at your tempo. You don't change who you are. But against Woodbridge, they have a high-powered offense. So I know I sound like a cliche right here, but defense is going to win this game, as well as what we saw kind of like with Riverbend. Slow the game down, control the clock, minimize losses, stay on schedule offensively, and you'll have a chance to win this game in the fourth quarter.
And for the home team, the Vikings, this is the fifth year as Jimmy Longerbeam is head coach, trying to become back-to-back champions of the Cardinal District for the first time since 08-09. What do they have to do to defeat their rival Gar-Field for the third straight season?
Well, coaches got to remind them what they're playing for. As I mentioned, about 3 or 4 weeks, I spent some time with Woodbridge High School, some great group of kids. They understand. They did a lot of stuff this offseason and even in the season, preseason, to prepare themselves. Scrimmage in Highland Springs to see where they were as far as team speed. What they have to do is take care of business. You're at home, senior night. There's a lot of tables set up. There's food trucks outside, but you have to stay locked in at the task at hand. Stay within yourself. Don't get extra because it's a championship on the line. You've already got a playoff spot secured. Now it's just about getting another championship and building on what you started the last 3 years.
Gar-Field will receive the ball to start the first half. Woodbridge will receive the ball to start the second half. He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. We are the Nova Sports Media team. Sit back, relax. You've got a great matchup tonight between the Vikings of Woodbridge and Red Wolves of Gar-Field. Winner is the Cardinal District champion. Gar-Field hoping to be atop the Cardinal District for the first time since 2021. Prior to that, they had not been champions since 1994.
94?
1994.
I know I'm old because that was my last year playing high school football. Gosh, that's back when I had a lot of hair. And I was in phenomenal shape.
A lot's changed since 1994.
A lot.
Matthias Alderez will kick us off here in just a moment. It's the game of the week, week 11, and we are underway from Woodbridge, right at the goal line. This is being returned out by the Red Wolves. A little bit of trickeration On the return, this is Di Loverd scampering to the far sideline, and he makes it near the 20-yard line, where Troy Hamlin will lead out his offense for the first time tonight.
Troy Hamlin, a dynamic quarterback. The term you hear in the last several years, dual threat. He definitely is a dual threat. He can pass the rock. He can also run with it. Athletic, but also has a high football IQ. He just wants to set the tone and get this offense rolling. The better they start, the better for Garfield.
Coach Zach Edmonds told us before the game that Hamlin's really come into his own. He's put in a lot of work in this offseason. He's put in a lot of work throughout the season to really fine-tune this offense. Of course, Garfield coming off of that crushing loss last week to Patriot at home by a final score of 35-28. They will start here at their own 19-yard line. For this Woodbridge defense, you have to watch out for the captain, Mark Crunkleton, the senior, 2024 Cardinal District Defensive Player of the Year.
Let's see what we got. Might be an equipment issue.
That's Jason Diaz-Soriano coming on for Sean Granados-Mora. Red Wolves set up shop from their own 19. On the first play of the drive, it's a handoff, and that is Warren Quack Freeman taking it up near the 25-yard line.
Good first play. Positive. Remember, I said they got to stay on schedule. I know that sounds old for everybody, but in these kind of games, and even in a regular game, you got to stay on schedule offensively.
Warren Quack Freeman and L.J. Richards, Coach Edmonds says they are lightning and thunder in the backfield. Freeman remains the back on 2nd down and 4.
Looks like pressure might be coming.
Hey, that's a false start.
Yeah.
The first flag of the game will be against Garfield. It is a false start on the Red Wolves.
See, now we're off schedule. Again, that negates the positive play you just have. You know, as a former player, in these kind of games, you got to stay focused. As my coach used to say, you got to hold your water. You can't just get outside yourself. I know that seems like minimal, but now you're backing yourself up near your own end zone.
It's a loss of 5. It's a 2nd and 9 for the Red Wolves at their own 20-yard line. Vikings look like they're bringing 4. Hamlin hands it off to Freeman. And Freeman is immediately met near the 21-yard line, taken down by Bishop Prescott.
It looked like it had a chance to break, but Woodbridge defense pursued that very well. Again, making a point of impact to get the run going, but you got to get some positive yardage right now.
It's a gain of 3 officially, the first 3rd down for Garfield tonight. It's 3rd and 7, must reach their own 29-yard line or beyond to pick up a fresh set of downs. We've only seen runs so far from this Red Wolves offense. You have to imagine Hamlin might be spinning it here.
Got to watch for pressure here. Looks like they're in the base front, 4-3.
On 3rd down, Hamlin.
They brought the backer.
Looking to throw. Escapes out of the pocket. He'll take off himself. This is what he's very good at. And Hamlin picks up the first down and a lot more. And he scrambles out of bounds just inside the 40-yard line. That's a first down for Garfield.
Looks like we got some laundry on the field.
This might be coming back. Already a false start against Garfield.
Great run by Hamlin. As I said earlier, dual threat quarterback. I've seen him play. Love his game, love his ability, but right there, you negate a positive play with a bad play, and now you're backed up again, making it hard, man. Totally off schedule right now.
It's a hold on Garfield, the second penalty of the night called, both on the visiting team in white. And a massive first down gain has been negated, and it'll bring up 3rd and 17.
Yeah, if they got to play for this, God bless them. But you never know. But right now, you just got to get some positive yards and make it a good punting situation, unless you can get a pass interference penalty.
Garfield operating at their own 12-yard line. Must pick up 17 yards to reset the chains. Hamlin to throw across the middle, and it is complete by Quack Freeman, and there is a flag down after the play is over. Mark Crunkleton making the tackle for the Vikings.
Could be targeting right there. Yeah, looks. I see the Garfield players pointing and clapping. Hey, it's a tough time right now in today's game because, you know, years ago that was just a good tackle, good stop. But, you know, that helmet-to-helmet action is tough.
Still awaiting what this call will be. It'll be the third penalty thrown so far this evening.
Oh, they wave it off.
Wow.
I'm actually okay with that. Obviously, we don't have any horse in this race. We want both teams to play well, but from a football standpoint, that was a good tackle. I want safety first, but from up here, it looked like a good, clean tackle.
So the Red Wolves advance to the 19-yard line, back to where they initially started this drive. And so Troy Hamlin will boot it away for the Vikings as they await their first offensive possession of the evening. Hamlin, high kick at midfield, and it will be brought back out by James Shaw III. And Shaw III makes it to the near sideline before he is met by Hamlin.
I like how Hamlin punts the ball. That's old school. I'm from the era of Ronald Curry and Tyrod Taylor, and, you know, back in the day, the quarterbacks would also punt. So you don't really see that now with quarterbacks doing that, but the coaches must trust him to punt that ball. Good return, though, right here for Woodbridge.
And great field position to set up for Caleb Tucker, the starting quarterback for the Woodbridge Vikings. Entered tonight with a 35-3 touchdown to interception split. Tucker leads the entire state of Virginia with touchdowns over the air.
And that is impressive because this is not a state that does not have playmakers and quarterbacks. I mean, I don't think that's been talked about enough. That is an impressive stat.
He's got a deep wide receiver core. Vinny Hill Jr. with 11 touchdowns. James Shaw III with 9 and Righteous Hill with 8. All on the field for this Vikings offense. First play is a throw to the near sideline. That's Shaw III. He slips a tackle, and he is brought down inside the 30-yard line by Tyson Haddon, and that's an immediate first down pickup for the Vikings.
And this is what they do. They apply pressure to your defense. They do not stop. Quick call from the sideline. They're back at the line of scrimmage right now, ready to go back at it.
It's a gain of 14 on the play. Quickly here, this is Jaden Taylor. It's a run to the left side, and he gets a few yards, makes it past the first level, and this will bring up 2nd and long.
Dangerous situation for Garfield early in this game because if this offense catches rhythm, and most offenses want rhythm, a great rhythm, they're going to be tough to get.
Gain of 2 for Jaden Taylor, the 5'9 junior, with 7 touchdowns, averaging 34.5 yards per game. On 2nd and 8, the ball is on the deck. Caleb Tucker falls on it, and it's a muffed handoff. Dangerous play there. Garfield nearly came up with it.
Yeah, and that's a good deal for Gar-Field. That's what you want. You want to get them off schedule because they're already near the red zone, and they had a good drive going. It's still going, but you get them now off schedule. But I don't think Woodbridge is going to blink. This is what they're used to as far as moving the ball. But at least you got a chance to get that turnover. But they got to reset and get back locked in.
It's a loss of 3. From the 25 to the Red Wolves 28. Here's Tucker back to throw, looking to the right side for Shaw III. Did he make the catch? He did! Touchdown Vikings!
Money play. That was tough. And that's what they do. That's what Woodbridge does. They are a playmaking offense. They have receivers, they have playmakers, they have confidence, moxie, and they believe in the system.
It's Shaw's 10th touchdown of the season, and in 4 plays, Woodbridge strikes first on their opening drive.
And the over the shoulder catch is not easy on any level. And he took that ball in and scored. Woodbridge has set the tone so far in this game, offensively and defensively.
Mateus Alderey on for the extra point, and it is through.
Great play.
7-0 is your score. Not even 4 minutes gone by here in this first quarter, and the Red Wolves already have a hole to dig themselves out of.
Yeah, and this is what you don't want if you're Garfield. You know, people talk about playing on the road. You know, there's another side of the field for Garfield fans. They got a good crowd on hand tonight, but momentum is a real thing. You might not see it, but you can feel it. And right now, Woodbridge has momentum. You now have to answer, even if it's just a field goal. Not that you have to press offensively, but you got to get a rhythm going with your Garfield, because I can tell you from knowing Woodbridge offense, they don't let up.
He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. So glad to have you with us here on Nova Sports Media Team. Week 11 has brought us to Woodbridge, Virginia for the oldest continuous rivalry in Prince William County. Winner will receive the Herb Saunders Trophy. And if the Woodbridge offense continues to play like that tonight, the Vikings could be racking up a quick score here.
Yeah. Well, like I said, man, you get this kickoff right here. If you're Gar-Field, you almost have to act like that didn't happen. You got to stick to the script, what you came to do offensively. I do think field position is important. They got to get a good return here and get some positive yardage. Even at worst case scenario, if they get a long drive and don't capitalize, at least you give your defense a chance to rest.
Alderay with a line drive kick. That will be returned inside the 10-yard line. More trickeration here from this Gar-Field team as Warren Quack Freeman faked the handoff, and he makes it to the 25.
You know, Nels, I'm going to be honest with you. I love trickeration. I even love the word trickeration. I almost had a shirt made with trickeration. But sometimes too much trickeration, except on Halloween, is too much. Right now, we need just a kickoff return because they're almost faking themselves out of a positive return.
So Gar-Field, ball spotted at the 19-yard line with 8 minutes and 1 second remaining here in this first quarter. And if you're Troy Hamlin, what do you have to do to come out here on your second possession and go 81 yards to punch it in?
Well, I like the RPOs with him. I mean, the running game was okay, but I like him as a dual-threat quarterback. Maybe have some rollout plays, getting him out in space with a chance to throw it and run. But you got to get him on the outside or even let him create because that kid is dynamic. But right now it's about getting some positive plays.
Just 3 plays on the Red Wolves' first possession. 2 penalties were called, and here's another one down on the field. Flag was thrown at the 45-yard line near midfield, and this is on Gar-Field.
Right now, the energy, just looking at Gar-Field with all 4 of my eyes, my glasses included, they just look out of sync right now. And they're only down 7-0. They delay a game after a kickoff is unacceptable. They got to get something going here right now. They look like they're sleepwalking.
3rd penalty called on the Red Wolves, none on Woodbridge tonight. 1st and 15 now from their own 14-yard line. It's Hamlin. He will keep it himself. Tries to barrel forward. Instead, he is brought down at the 20-yard line for about a gain of 1 by this defensive front of the Vikings.
Great defense right there. It's almost like they knew the play that was called. And everyone knows Hamlin is great with the run RPO action. But I think right now, man, you don't want to abandon the run, but you want to kind of dip into your bag and get some receivers one-on-one, maybe throw a 50-50 ball or a screen. But something has to be done right now because we're going the wrong way if you're Gar-Field.
Ball spotted at the 20-yard line. 2nd and 14 now with the clock ticking. Richards is the man in motion, and it's a handoff to Freeman, who finds a hole.
There we go.
There goes Quack Freeman. He's got 2 men to beat. Quack Freeman burning his way inside the 15, and he is in for a Red Wolves touchdown.
And that's how you answer. Shout out to the offensive line right there. They created a big hole, and he just made that play, broke away. Now we have a game again. This is what I thought we were going to see tonight.
86 yards to the house, and the Red Wolves immediately respond.
Great response, too. Again, I like how they didn't panic. They were going the wrong way. It was 2nd and 14, but the offensive line made that play happen, and the running back made a great play, scored to pay dirt. That's what you want.
10th touchdown of the season for Quack Freeman. For the extra point, here's Mason Graham. And I believe that may be an offsides against the Vikings.
Yeah. Now, do you go for 2 right here, or do you just go ahead and take the extra point?
That's a pivotal question that Zach Edmonds, the Red Wolves head coach, will have to ponder over. It looks like for now, the special teams for the point after try will stay on the field.
In these kind of games, expect that question to come up again. In these kind of games, I know we've seen the trickeration with the kickoff return, but on a serious note, at the same time, you want to have something up your sleeve that they weren't expecting either team. So they're going to get the extra point, but I always feel like sometimes in these kind of games, expect something that you didn't see during the season.
So Graham will stay on for the PAT. It is up and it is through. 2 plays, just about a minute gone by here in this first quarter, and an 86-yard Quack Freeman run has us all knotted up once again. This time it's 7-7.
Energy, energy, energy. In these kind of rivalry games, district championship games. Energy, staying locked in, staying the course, sticking to the script of what your offense and defense is critical. You can't panic, and sometimes at this stage of high school sports, you see kids sometimes press a little bit, but Garfield answered, and that's what we wanted to see, and they heard us and they responded.
If you're just joining us, Woodbridge scored first on its opening possession thanks to a James Shaw III touchdown from Caleb Tucker. And on the second drive for the Red Wolves, Quack Freeman has brought Gar-Field back. And it's a 7-7 ball game. This is why it's the game of the week on NSMT.
Absolutely. NSMT knows what they're doing. We got it locked in. We hope you're enjoying it so far, because this is the kind of game you want to be a part of, whether you're watching or you're here in the stadium. You know, also, side note, man, if you're a college scout, you got to be drooling over these athletes out here. There are some playmakers out here. I mean, really, running back, lineman, receiver. Great look for Prince William County, which I've always said over the last several years, talent enormous everywhere.
Graham will set to kick it off at the 40-yard line. Shaw the third and Raphael Johnson back to receive for the Vikings. To the right, it is touched. It's still on the ground at the 30-yard line, and Lloyd Krupp Jr. is able to fall on it. How about that from Graham?
Yeah, that almost got interesting. You know, the ball's right there. That's the hardest kickoff to field, is those squib kicks, because it looks like it's coming right at you, then it kind of moves almost like a ghost is moving it. So he got on it. Could have gotten spooky for Woodbridge right there, but they recovered it.
Trickeration, spooky. I know Halloween was last week, but Dwight, you still got these frights you got to get out of your body.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, you know, it is the season. Well, we're getting ready to go into Thanksgiving, so I'll have some food references later.
From the 32, here's Tucker. It's a handoff to the right side and immediately met in the backfield, lunging forward.
Yeah. And see, this is what energy does. See, offense and defense and special teams are one. Even though they're three entities, they are different teams, but they feed off each other. Now, all of a sudden, Garfield's playing with a lot more energy with the stop right there on defense.
That was Jaden Taylor on the carry for the Vikings. No gain on the play. So both teams with a mix of passing, the ground game as well. Have to imagine we'll see a lot more runs from Garfield, but with both Marquise Sharp and Jaden Taylor in this wide receiver core for Woodbridge, Caleb Tucker has his options.
And he has a lot of options. Can't fall asleep.
Tucker, another handoff to the right side, and trying to gain an edge is Taylor again, but he is brought down inside the 35 by L.J. Richards.
Defensive end did a good job setting the edge right there, and the linebackers and secondary played the outside very well. I'm a little surprised Woodbridge with the first drive with the success with the passing is going more to the run right now. I feel like that's one of the small advantages they have is their passing game.
It's a gain of 2 on the play from the 32 to the 34-yard line. And it's 3rd and 8 upcoming for Woodbridge. Must make it past the 42 to pick up a fresh set of downs. Have to imagine Tucker will be going over the air here. Tucker looking left. He'll dump it down to Marquise Sharp. And Sharp is able to gain an edge past midfield. And he's finally knocked out of bounds by Deontay Vining. A pickup of a lot there on that first down play.
Looked like Devontae and those guys had him, man. But he did the hezzy, and he got to the edge, and he got the first down, man. And that's what I mean about their offensive playmakers out in space. They're so tough to contain and tackle. And again, that was a 3rd and 8. That is not a manageable down. But Woodbridge, again, did not panic, did not look uncomfortable, and they got the first.
Gain of 16 on the play. Ball spotted right at midfield thanks to Marquise Sharp, the sophomore entering tonight with 344 yards over the air, 732 rushing yards.
Special.
Very special player indeed.
Pistol formation.
Here's Tucker on the handoff. To the left side, it's Sharp. He cuts back inside and dragging defenders inside the 45. That was Kanoa Tuck bringing down Sharp. You need 3 guys to bring him down.
Yeah, you know, the pistol formation right there, I don't see too many more offenses running that, and that makes it tough to the defense to decide which way the player is going to go. He's standing behind it. He could fake it to him. He ran. Great pickup right there.
Pickup of 6 for Sharp. Vikings operating inside Red Wolves territory for the 2nd time this evening.
Yeah, now what you're seeing is the Woodbridge offense. Now they're in a rhythm again. And this is what you don't want to see with Garfield, because now they have all these athletes to throw it to or run it to, and it's tough to defend.
Fifth play of this drive for the Vikings. And a flag is thrown.
Of course one is thrown.
It's delay of game on the Vikings offense. That's a loss of 5. 2nd and 9 now.
You got to get the plays in. At this stage in the season, you pretty much know what your offensive game plan is. I'm surprised you've seen a couple of delayed games by both teams. I feel like sometimes you might overthink it. Just do and be who you are offensively.
Vikings operating at the 49. Tucker looking right. He will throw, and that's caught at the 45-yard line. Staying in bounds was Righteous Hill on the tackle. That was Deontay Vining.
Yeah, dangerous throw right there. Even though this quarterback is elite and can make every throw on the field, that's the toughest throw on any level, that long out route. Yeah, the Devontae almost had a chance to pick that.
A gain of 2. And it is 3rd and 4. 1 for 1 on the night are the Vikings when it comes to third down plays. Inside 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. Tucker looking left, pressure coming, throws to the far sideline, and it is hauled in by Righteous Hill. Hill trying to make a man miss with his feet. He lunges forward, and he is out of bounds at the 39. That's a first down.
Keeping the drive going. What they're doing right now is getting Gar-Field defenders mixed up. They look like there's a miscommunication on the trade-offs with the receivers. He was wide open out in the flat, and great job by him. He even had time to kind of get himself together and get the first down.
There is now a Vikings player down at the 36-yard line. Not sure who that is. We'll let you know as soon as we find out. But Dwight, we're about 9 minutes gone by so far here in the first quarter. Both teams have been on offense and defense twice now. What have you seen first? Let's start with the Red Wolves. What have you liked from them offensively?
Well, I like that second drive a lot more than that first drive. That first drive, they looked out of sync. They looked off. But that second drive, even though they got stopped on first down, they stuck to the script, and they got that big run. And now they got a rhythm to their offense, even though it was a quick strike. I like the fact that they're using Hamlin in the run game. I just think he's just an X factor, because when you have to defend that, you might bottle him up 1 play, 2 play, but eventually he's going to break one.
This is Casey Jones-Carr on his feet here. Glad to see him walking off by his own power.
Yeah.
For Woodbridge, 7th play of this offensive drive upcoming now. A mix of the ground game and the passing game. What's been clicking so far, and how have the Vikings been able to generate such offense with Tucker and company?
Well, their passing game is lethal, and they look very comfortable right there. If I'm Gar-Field, if I'm Coach Marlin, I might apply a little bit more pressure right there. They had some pressure that last play, but there was a guy open in the flats. But if I'm with Gar-Field's defense, I got to get Woodbridge off schedule. I also got to get some pressure. He's not as mobile as Hamlin, so maybe make him uncomfortable, get him off his feet. But at the same time, you can't gamble but so much because their offense is so explosive.
Chains reset. It's 1st and 10 from the 39. Tucker will dump it down to Marquise Sharp. Sharp to the interior. Sharp cuts it back, and he is finally shoved down inside the 30-yard line by Kanoa Tuck. And it's another pickup of 12, and it's a first down for the Vikings.
Man, they have so many playmakers. It's fun to watch. I know the defense is not fun to watch, but he took a check down, got a first down, and now we're approaching the red zone for Woodbridge.
Back-to-back first downs. Vikings started at their own 32. They're at the 29 now. Sharp to the left. Inside again, and he is down very close to the first down marker. That was Eric Nelson on the stop.
Sharp looks good right there. And see, this is what I was referring to earlier. Their offense is so precise, and they just you got to pick your poison on what you're going to stop. And most importantly, if you're Woodbridge, you like this rhythm because they're getting chunk plays. And eventually they're going to try to make a strike at this end zone.
Officially a gain of 9 yards from Sharp. And the Vikings are at the red zone for the first time this evening. Handoff again to Sharp. And he will power forward. This time he's down inside the 15-yard line by a group of Red Wolves.
Yeah, Garfield is moving a little slower now. This drive is starting to take its toll. Somebody's got to step up and make a play. Linebacker, D-line, someone's got to step up right now and get Woodbridge off schedule, but also hold them to a field goal right here, because the first team that blinks if this becomes a touchdown race is the team that's going to lose this game.
Fourth first down pickup for this Vikings offense on this drive. Sean Granados-Mora dragged down Sharp. It's 1st and 10 from the 16. Tucker to his right, looking to the end zone, lofts it up, and it is over the head of James Shaw III. Just a step behind the lofting pass from Tucker, and it's 2nd down.
Great job by Tucker. I like how he kept his head down the field. He didn't panic, and he stayed behind the passing line. So he didn't get that illegal man or that illegal throw downfield, but he also kept his eyes on the receiver and gave his receiver a chance to make a play on the ball.
James Shaw III and Vinny Hill Jr. are two of Caleb Tucker's favorite targets. Shaw came into tonight with 548 yards, averaging 68.5 yards per game. 2nd and 10 on the handoff. Here's Sharp, and he goes down at the 15-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1 or 2 yards on that play.
And now if you're Garfield, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. You want to get them off schedule. It's not a bad loss for Woodbridge, but this is what, 3rd and what, about 8, 10, 3rd and 10. So you can't make a mistake because you're in their red zone, but you also have to make a play to get the first down. You don't have to score to get a first down. You can get a first down without scoring.
No gain. Russell Dadsey with the stop. It's 3rd down for Tucker. Lofting to the end zone, and it is caught by Righteous Hill. However, he is out of bounds, so it brings up 4th and 10 for the Vikings.
Big stop by Garfield. If Woodbridge decides to kick it, I can't tell what they're going to do yet, but right now, Garfield is showing you we're going to bend, but we're not going to break here defensively. This is turning into a game of wills right now in this red zone.
So the offense stays on the field.
You got to make a decision, man. You might get another delay or use another timeout.
And it appears it is a timeout called by Jimmy Longerbeam, his first timeout used in this first half. Red Wolves still have all 3 of theirs. 4th and 10, you'd have to imagine you're at least going to try to draw them off sides, right?
I'm getting some foot action. I'm kicking a field goal, but I don't know their kicker well enough. I mean, I would assume you take the points. I feel like in these kind of games earlier when I said I questioned whether or not Garfield was going to go for 2 when they drew Woodbridge off sides, they didn't. They took the points. I always feel like in these kind of games you take the points. You don't chase points, because then if you get behind, you'll be looking back at this series saying, man, we should have taken the points. But who am I to question Coach and his team, because offensively they believe in what they do, and they might have a play drawn up. If you're Gar-Field right now, Nels, you do not want to give up a personal foul or a pass interference or a hold, which is an automatic first down. This is why I said it's critical for both teams right here.
Mateus Alderey not on the field. Vikings kicker is 4 for 7 on field goal tries so far this year. Caleb Tucker will take the snap.
Pressure.
Looking left, and it is caught.
Amazing.
Inside the 5-yard line. Touchdown. It's Marquise Sharp.
Amazing catch, amazing call, amazing play. A wheel route, and he went and got that.
Marquise Sharp, 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. And on 4th and 10, Woodbridge leaves it all on the table. They go all in and cash.
And that's why I said, who am I to question? Woodbridge knows what they want to do. They believe in their offense. A gamble there, 4th and 10, but maybe they're thinking if we don't get it, we have got Garfield backed up. But again, another touchdown for this great Woodbridge offense.
Alderey, 2nd PAT is through. Splits the uprights, and we have a 14-7 ball game. Vikings score on both their offensive possessions they've had so far tonight.
And Coach Marlin right there, the defensive coordinator for Gar-Field, called a great play. Both backers came. You had man on the outside. You had man-to-man across the back end. But, they were in the face of Tucker, but he just made a great throw. He trusted his receiver, and it proved to pay off.
Looked like Tucker was just lobbing that up. He knew that on 4th and 10, if it doesn't go, you'd rather have a completion inside the 10 or 5-yard line than at the 16. But Marquise Sharp on the wheel route. Right place, right time. And once again, Woodbridge takes the lead.
And this is why Woodbridge is one of the better offenses in the state, and Tucker's one of the best quarterbacks in the state. Again, those are the small things that make the coaching staff and the offense believe in him. And great job by him throwing that ball under pressure, because you're right, he threw it up, but it wasn't Eli versus the Patriots throwing it up. It was still in the direction of the receiver. It was a great play.
12 yards, 12 plays, 68 yards, in about 5 minutes and 50 seconds taken off the clock. Dwight, we're still in the first quarter here.
Yeah, well, this is what a lot of people thought was going to be the pace in this game with the both great offenses, explosive talent on both sides. So this is kind of what we thought. But again, as I said earlier, Nels, the team that blinks first offensively could end up losing this game. So what Woodbridge is doing is forcing Gar-Field to keep pace with them offensively. And so far, they've been able to. But right now, you got to score right now. And you're right, it's only the first quarter. So again, you don't want to overreact. But you do want to keep pace, even if it's a field goal.
Alder Ray's kickoff is a touchback, and so the Red Wolves will operate at the 20-yard line. Third possession offensively coming up for Gar-Field. 64 seconds separating us and the whistle to end the first quarter. I'm Nels Williams. He's Dwight Vick. So glad to have you with us on NSMT.
Yes, sir. You see what we got.
On first down, that's Moore in motion. And it's L.J. Richards up the middle. Richards muscling forward, and it's a gain of 11 and a first down for the Red Wolves on their opening play.
Big run right there. Woodbridge sensed their backers in both A and B gap, and it cost them because Garfield burned them with the long run right there.
Bishop Prescott able to bring down L.J. Richards. Coach Edmonds calling him a sledgehammer of a running back.
It's a good start, too. That's what you want. You want a good, strong, positive run and positive play.
On the keep, it's Hamlin. And Hamlin surges forward to the 35-yard line. Gain of about 4 yards on that play. Making the tackle was Lloyd Kropp Jr.
Hamlin doing what Hamlin does. Again, doesn't look like it's a phenomenal run, but he keeps the yardage going forward, and he reminds the defense, I'm a threat back here, too.
Troy Hamlin came in tonight with 1,111 yards over the air, but on the ground, 52 carries for 520 yards. For all those math majors out there, that's a 10-yard per carry split. And as time expires here in the first quarter, we are 12 minutes through. Week 11 of our NSMT Game of the Week has been as advertised. It's Woodbridge 14, Gar-Field 7.
Definitely as advertised, and this is what a championship game should look like. Both teams are locked in. Seems like they both have gathered themselves. We haven't seen as much penalties as the game first started. So this is what you want to see. Both teams locked in, giving us their best, giving each other their best, and we'll see what happens in the second quarter.
Dwight, what did Gar-Field do? They opened this game with a 3-and-out. They had 2 penalties, right? Woodbridge immediately responded 7-0. Since then, this offense seems a lot more cool, calm, and collected. What did they do to make that adjustment?
Well, they didn't panic, and they simplified the offense by running the ball. I always feel like sometimes, I see this with college, high school, and pro, is when you get down 7 or you're down double digits, 10 points, 14 points, you see sometimes offense start to press, passing it on every down or trying some trickeration or something that's not something that's needed. So what Garfield did is they came out and they ran the ball and they got a big play, and they seem like right now they're in a good rhythm too. But again, they have to keep pace. But right now you like what they're doing heading into the second quarter.
Woodbridge and Gar-Field flipping the field from 35 to 35-yard line. 2nd and 6 now to start this second quarter. On the handoff, it's Richards. And Richards spins down at the 40-yard line. On the tackle was Jarrell Baylor, one of the captains for this Woodbridge defense, alongside Raphael Johnson.
And what Garfield is doing with their motion, man, almost like a kick-out trap block, allowing the runner to get some momentum and get downhill. You don't see that a lot with offenses now. Sometimes people just motion to motion, but they're using the motion man right now to come in motion and get that kick-out block, which proved to be good. Good run.
3 straight run plays to start this possession. Both Quack Freeman and L.J. Richards are on the field for this Gar-Field offense on 3rd down and 1. Hamlin will keep it himself. Or rather, that's Freeman. Freeman bounces outside, stiff arms a man, and he is dragged out inside the 40-yard line on the Wildcat.
Love the Wildcat. I'm always going to love the Wildcat. Not every time, but I love that Wildcat because, again, you're giving Woodbridge defense more plays to look at and to scheme against, and that's hard on the defense. And, again, he's a great runner, and also he can get into a rhythm and make some plays. He almost broke that one for a touchdown.
Lloyd Kropp was able to hang on the rush for 22 yards. The Wildcat gets it done. Now the Red Wolves operate inside Vikings territory for the first time tonight.
Right on schedule.
Fifth play of the drive. 10 minutes, 40 seconds and counting. Hamlin will keep it himself, fake to Richards, and he will run to his right before he dives forward. Inside the 35 now. On the tackle was Raphael Johnson. He's been everywhere tonight.
Yeah, he has. But, you know, Hamlin is such a good runner, and I'm glad the receiver kept his block. But, you know, he might not look like he got much right there, but, again, it puts the defense on edge because eventually he might stop and throw that. So, I mean, the run action when Hamlin proves to be beneficial for Garfield's offense.
5 straight run plays now for this Garfield offense. They started at their own 20-yard line, and here they are at the Vikings 34. Another handoff. This time it's Richards, and Richards will stutter step his way down for a gain of 2 yards. Fell forward. That was Alaji Kamara making the stop.
Richards is a hard runner. There's no shake and bake. There's no juke. It's just I'm going right at you. I'm going to fall forward, and I'm going to get some positive yards. And every offense should have a Richards at running back because, you know, sometimes you overthink things as a back, and you just go forward, straight line. Let's keep this offense going in the right direction.
3rd down and 2 at the 32-yard line. 1 for 1 on 3rd downs on this drive. Empty backfield for Hamlin. Quick throw to the right, intended for Richards, and it is incomplete. Jarrell Baylor and Lloyd Kropp Jr. making the stop, and it brings up 4th and 1.
Tough drop right there. That was perfectly executed. He didn't get the ball. He didn't catch it. Now you put your offense in a situation where it's 4th and 3, it looks like, and you got to make a play here. Again, back to the theme of the game. You got to get this first because you got to keep pace with Woodbridge offense.
Garfield offense remains on the field on 4th down and 3. Must make it past the 28-yard line to reset the dial-a-down. Hamlin looking to his left. Pressure comes, flips it, and it is complete by Devin Moore. The ball is out. That is not a live ball, and it's a turnover on 4th down.
Wow. Good call. He just couldn't set his feet because he was rushed by the defense. He had to make a throw when he wasn't ready, and Woodbridge defense held right there, and that's a big stop for them. Now the offense takes over, and if you're Gar-Field, you've heard of must-wins, but right now we need a must-stop if you're Gar-Field.
Do you like that play call there?
I do, because you give Hamlin a chance to run it. It's an RPO. He has a chance, but he couldn't even get his feet set. I think he could have gotten deeper if he can get at the rollout, and he had a chance to either run it or throw it, but the pressure was there. He could set his feet, and he had to get rid of it quicker than he wanted to.
The Vikings will set up shop on their own 31-yard line after the Red Wolves failed to convert on 4th down. Now we have a stoppage here. A lot of finger pointing going on, but play will resume. 9 minutes and change left here in this second quarter. First play, it's a flip out to the left side. On the catch, that's James Shaw III, and he charges his way past the 45-yard line. Knocked out of bounds by Sam Barley, and it's immediately a massive pickup on the first play of this drive.
And that's basically an extended handoff. It's a pass, but it's behind the line of scrimmage, giving him momentum to get his feet going. And again, now Woodbridge is starting to really feel like they can take control of this game if they get this score right here.
Gain of 16 yards thanks to James Shaw III. He's already got a touchdown tonight. He got this party started on the Vikings' opening possession. On 1st down, here's Sharp. And Sharp is immediately met by L.J. Richards at the first level. Gain of about 1, maybe 2 yards on the run.
Woodbridge playing with great tempo right now. They are in a phenomenal rhythm, and no, it doesn't look like it's anything crazy or different. But when you're up 14-7, knowing if we can get 21 points here, we can really take control of this game.
You have to remember, Dwight, Woodbridge does get the ball to start the second half as well, so they could burn a lot of clock here if they're methodical with this.
Yeah, again, Garfield has to get a stop right here. It's one thing to be down 7, but you don't want to be down 14, and then they commit a penalty.
On 2nd and 9, Francis Ampansa jumped off sides. That is a free 5 yards for the Vikings.
This is tough for a defense because that's not a bad play. It's just a bad mistake because it's showing that they're trying to get a stop, but Woodbridge knows they're eager, and they're using their eagerness against them. When I played high school, that was our favorite call. I called it Frosty. Nobody move, and we get everybody to jump. We had our cadence, and the defense is eager, overzealous, and you get them to jump off. Free 5 yards.
Vikings past midfield, now at the Red Wolves 47. Tucker steps up in the pocket, looking to the left to Casey Jones-Carr, and he is tripped up and down inside the 10-yard line. That was Righteous Hill, rather, and it looks like it'll be a pass interference call on the Red Wolves.
Tough, tough, tough. That's a tough call because he was right there step for step. It was a little bump at the end. I'm not sure that was a catchable ball, but the refs saw the contact, and they probably felt that he impeded his progress with the attempt to catch the ball. Tough mistake right there for the defense.
Penalty called on number 2, Sam Barley. That was an immediate throw as well. No hesitation to call that a PI.
Yeah. You know, Woodbridge applies pressure. Offensively, they apply pressure, and they see the entire field offensively. They attack the middle, the right side, the weak side. They keep it going, and now they're right now feeling like they're about to get another touchdown.
Back-to-back penalties on the Red Wolves on this drive. Vikings began at their own 31. Here they are inside the 40. Sharp will run it, and he is wrapped up by Eric Nelson near the 30-yard line.
And even though they had that big pass interference call offensively that they drew against Gar-Field, that run right there is more so what you were talking about, Nels. We're going to run up the middle. We're going to eat a little bit of a clock. You know, again, Woodbridge goes no huddle, but they understand the assignment right now. They're basically going to eat this clock with the opportunity to go up 14 points before the half.
It's a gain of officially 1 yard for Marquise Sharp. For Caleb Tucker and this Vikings offense, they've gone over the air, they've gone on the ground. Red Wolves have not been able to stop, really find it and get themselves in a rhythm themselves.
No. And it's tough right now. The anticipation. Here we go.
Here's Tucker.
Uh-oh.
Little trickeration.
He's open.
Looking to the left.
He's open.
He's got a man. Touchdown, Woodbridge. Jarrell Baylor with the tutty, and Woodbridge is up 2 scores.
That was a great call. See, again, that trick play, a.k.a. trickeration, was perfectly called, perfectly timed, and they executed in a perfect manner. That was great. And shout out to 45, the fullback. I don't know if he's a fullback, halfback. I know they got rid of the fullback years ago, but he looks like a fullback to me. That was a great catch. Great concentration right there. That's a flag on the play.
There is indeed a flag. Our officials are talking this through. It looks like the touchdown will stand. We said the word trickeration a lot. Initially, it was on the Red Wolves' special team, Red Wolves special teams.
It's waved off.
So Jarrell Baylor, fullback. He's listed as a middle linebacker and a defensive end. Senior night as well. He was listed as a fullback too.
Okay.
He does it all.
I love it. Shout out to the fullbacks out there. There's still hope for you. That was a great play. You know, we forget about the fullbacks, but they were basically linemen that could run the football back in the day, and I love the fact that he caught that touchdown. I know Garfield does it, unfortunately for them.
Alderay with the extra point, and it is up and down. 21-7 is your score. 4 plays on the Vikings' possession. Burnt about 2 minutes and 30 seconds off the clock, and the Red Wolves are down by 2 scores here. Woodbridge does receive the ball to start the second half. How does Troy Hamlin respond here?
You got to respond. I mean, and nothing against the kickers, but you don't want to settle for a field goal. You got to get 14 right here. Woodbridge, that last series, they knew and felt that Garfield were on their heels. and that's why you saw the trick play. I always feel like trick plays are timely plays. You got to do them when the rhythm of the offense calls for it. It was a perfectly called play, and they executed it in the perfect way, as I mentioned earlier. But right now, Garfield has to come out here and answer. And now you got to open up the playbook some, because you can still run the ball with 6:42 left, but you don't want to go out in this first half empty-handed. You want to walk away, as Denzel said, I'm leaving with something. You want to leave with something. You don't want to walk away with anything.
And again, I mentioned this earlier, Woodbridge does receive the ball to start the second half, so it feels like the Red Wolves must score here. Alder line drive kick, and it's fielded inside the 10-yard line. This is Elijah Walden bringing it back.
Good
He's
return.
still on his feet, and he is taken down near the 38-yard line by Olaji Kante. Decent field position for this offense now.
Yeah, that was a good return, and those are small things that still give you a chance to make a play offensively. You know, he didn't press, he didn't try to get outside himself. He just hit the seam. Looked like he could have broke that tackle and make a run, but either way, good field position to start this offense. Garfield's got to come out here and execute. They got to get some points.
Fourth offensive possession for the Red Wolves. How will Troy Hamlin respond? Garfield has not defeated Woodbridge since 2022 at home. They have not walked out of here with a win since 2020.
Great crowd tonight, too.
Cardinal District is on the line here tonight, folks. Both teams enter tonight 5-0 in district play as well. First and 10 from the 38. It's a handoff to the left side to Freeman. Freeman stays on his feet, cuts back inside to the 45-yard line, and he's brought down by an entourage of Vikings defenders. Might have lost a few yards in that play trying to make the magic happen.
You know, he shook himself out of some more yards. But I tell you what, he's running tonight with a sense of urgency. And that kind of run, I said earlier, you can run the ball with 6 minutes left in the game, in the first half, but you still have to keep your offense in that rhythm and going forward. You don't want to eat up too much clock, but you want to call some plays with a sense of urgency as well.
A pickup of 7. Less than 6 minutes to play here in the second quarter. And a timeout is called by Woodbridge, their second used in this first half. Garfield still has all 3 timeouts left in their pocket. And Dwight got about 5 minutes, 55 seconds officially on the clock separating us and the half. If you're Garfield here, you just try to use up all that clock and don't give Woodbridge the ball back?
Absolutely, Nels. Look, the bottom line is this. Here's what you have to have. Obviously, it's getting repetitive when I say this, but you have to score, because Woodbridge is in the rhythm right now. They're at home, and they're playing with all the confidence. What you can't have if you're Garfield is a turnover. I don't want to jinx them. And you can't have an egregious penalty where you get a holding or something which sets your offensive back. So you're kind of playing with fire. This is when your coaches have to tell you to stay relaxed and call a play that's not just safe, but they feel that they can trust the quarterback and the offense to execute it. So, again, because if you don't score right here and if you give up too much time, I don't think Woodbridge, if they get the ball back, is going to sit on it. They're going to try to score again. They keep their foot on the gas.
He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. So glad you could join us tonight. Spend your Friday night with us on Week 11 of NSMT Game of the Week. The oldest continuous rivalry in PWCS has not disappointed for the 61st matchup all time. Garfield leads 30-29-1 in the regular season. At their own 45, second play of this drive. It's a handoff to Richards. Richards with the burst of steam, and he is shoved down by Gabriel Lamptey, the captain of this Vikings defense. And it's a first down for the Red Wolves.
What I tell you about Richards, everybody needs a Richards in their backfield. Straight ahead, no shaking. I have a point to prove. I'm going to get to this first down marker and then some. Great run by him.
It's a 13-yard run by Richards. Red Wolves inside Vikings territory. Down by 2 scores. On the handoff, it's Richards again, and he is going to be tackled for a loss of about 2 yards. That was Alachi Kamara blowing up that play alongside Jarrell Baylor, who just scored a touchdown for the Vikings, and a loss of about 3 yards on that play.
Right there, I probably would have liked to see Hamlin drop back, even if he faked it a bit of an RPO or something. I really feel like they missed an opportunity right there. But again, You got a second down right here, but I want to see him pass the ball a little bit right now. The running game's been working in this quarter, but you also want to give him a chance to make a pass play or two.
No receiver entering tonight with more than 3 touchdowns. Sam Barley with 3, LeVard with 3 as well.
Ooh.
And now we had some movement before the snap, and an offside penalty will most likely be called here, or this could be an illegal formation. And it is offside against the Vikings.
Yeah, it was a lot going on right there. I didn't know. I didn't. All those guys were moving at the same time. They even got me. I didn't know what they were doing. It looked like a little bit of a dance move right there, but it worked. You got some cheap yardage right there. Well, although I see the refs huddling up.
It was 2nd and 12. Gar-Field offense is celebrating. Some golf claps coming from the big boys up front. And from the 44-yard line, the ball will now be spotted 5 yards forward to the 39.
The game within the game is always great in these kind of championship games. That was a nice little wrinkle by Garfield right there offensively. Looks like they might run in the same formation.
2nd and 7 now. And a quick substitution. That's Michael Nelson coming off the field. Jarrell Baylor returning in his spot. Red Wolves at the 39-yard line. Hamlin on 2nd and 7, or that's Richards rather, on the Wildcat, and Richards speeds forward to pick up the first down.
My guy Richards, he is proven to be a benefiting factor for this Garfield offense. Straight ahead, no nonsense. I got a point to prove. That's the theme with him back there. And again, as I mentioned earlier, now it's 4 minutes and 26 seconds and counting. You can run the ball. I think sometimes offensive coordinators get a little bit of a hurry, even though I still want to see them pass a little bit just to show Woodbridge they can pass. But right now this game plan seems to be working.
8-yard run from the Wildcat for L.J. Richards. Some more movement pre-snap.
Yeah, man.
Fresh set of downs. Another Wildcat. This time it's Freeman, and Freeman will surge forward down inside the 25-yard line. Lloyd Kropp Jr. with the tackle for Woodbridge.
That's a nice wrinkle. What they're doing is they're going unbalanced left and unbalanced right, and they're motioning to that right before the snap, not allowing Woodbridge to get set on defense. That's actually one of those wrinkles we talked about earlier in the first half when you talk about giving a team something to look at that they may have not seen before.
A 7-yard run. And now L.J. Richards and Freeman are in the backfield. Freeman again asking for it, and again. Here's some movement. Freeman from the Wildcat to the left side. Finds a hole, and he's got a first down. So, Dwight, what exactly is this play call here from Coach Edmonds on this offense?
Well, they're giving them an unbalanced look, and it's basically a powered offense. It's actually the same offense you and I saw a few weeks ago Riverbend was running. Obviously, Smoot and those guys were really we're running it very well. But right now, man, this has been something Woodbridge is getting them kind of off kilter here because they're taking Hamlin out the game, and they're just running, Wildcat power offense.
Freeman calling for it. 7th play of the drive upcoming. Takes the snap again, cuts back inside, and he falls forward inside the 10-yard line now. Gain of roughly 8 yards on this play.
Hey, I tell you what, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep it going. They can't stop it. We're going to keep doing it. Hit the reset button. We're going to do it again. I tell you, I mean, they're making it very clear. We're running the ball right at you. We're going unbalanced. We're going to motion some before the snap. This is actually working. I did not see this.
Troy Hamlin is lined up to the left, and here's Richards now acting as quarterback.
Yeah.
Again, a shuffle from this Gar-Field offense. Richards on the run, straight up the gut. That's enough for a first down, but Gar-Field now inside the 5-yard line on the 8th straight run of this possession.
Phenomenal drive right now by Gar-Field, because the question I wanted to know, along with people in this stadium, how are they going to respond? Because Woodbridge has just been methodically cooking them on offense. But right now, Garfield is responding the way you want. And this is also one of those responses where it's a physical mindset. We're going to run the ball right at you. They're killing the clock, putting themselves in position to score, and give Woodbridge very little time to get the ball back if they score right here.
Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Hamlin again, the wide receiver to the left. Some more shuffling for Richards. And the whistle blows with 1:53. Darting to the sideline is Sean Granados Mora for Garfield. Maybe an equipment issue potentially?
Could be. I don't know. It's, sub and lineman. You don't really see that. It has to be an equipment issue.
Joshua Colazzo replaces Granados Mora. First and goal at the 3-yard line. 9th play of the drive upcoming. Garfield started at their own 38. Richards, left side, stutter step, and he is in. Touchdown, Garfield.
Phenomenal way to respond by Garfield right there. Richards took it into the end zone. That was a touchdown for the entire offense. Even though Richards got the points, the offensive line set the tone all the way down the field. No secret what they were doing, and Woodbridge could not stop it. Kind of a throwback offense, too. You don't really see that a lot in today's game with the spread and so many multiple looks, but they said we're going to simplify things. We put Hamlin at receiver. We're going to make you think, but we're coming right at you.
Ethical football, as some would say. 9 straight rushes. No passes attempted for Troy Hamlin on that drive. And Mason Graham's extra point is up and good. 9 plays, about 5 minutes, 30 seconds and change taken off of the clock. And a 62-yard offensive possession. Garfield just marched downfield, ran it down Woodbridge's throat, and it's a 1-score game yet again.
It'll be interesting because Woodbridge gets this ball with 1:32, but right now if you're Garfield, if you can hold them to a stop, you give yourself a chance to go into this halftime with some momentum, and that's what you want. I'm very impressed with how Garfield responded right there because the big trick play by Woodbridge to give number 45 the points. You're down 21-7, and then ultimately you get the ball back, and you come with a new formation, new look, and you impose your will right there, and it proved to be a beneficial drive for Garfield.
So you have to wonder as well what Troy Hamlin's thinking, right? You're essentially handing the keys off to Freeman and Richards. Will wind up as a wide receiver. I'm not sure if Hamlin's caught any passes so far, but he's obviously a threat on the outside as well.
Well, you never know what they may do with that. That's an offense where, he's an athlete, so he can probably catch. I would put a little money on it. But, at the same time, man, Garfield, I like how they responded because basically you give this defense something to look at. You still have Hamlin that can come back with their normal offensive look. So the question is what we will see in the second half with Garfield's offense. Will they stick to that? I would.
Mason Graham with a short squib. It's touched at the 30-yard line and picked up by Lloyd Kropp Jr. Kropp Jr. making a few men miss, and he falls at the 45-yard line, so a decent return there for Woodbridge.
What you don't want, I'm not sure why they kicked it short right there, but Garfield has to hold Woodbridge right here because this is great field position for a very dynamic offense.
Caleb Tucker's got that arm as well. He's got plenty of receivers on either side, right, and left or right. Marquise Sharp and Jaden Taylor. This offense certainly can march 55 yards and punch it in for the 4th time this evening. On first down, here's Tucker rolling to his right. He floats one to the far sideline, and a tiptoe grab is made that appears to be Righteous Hill. He was in bounds at the 42-yard line. And it's a first down for Woodbridge.
He is always in control of this offense, man. Tucker just never panics. He moves his feet. He steps in the pocket. He rolls right. He doesn't try to force it. He just flips it, sidearms it over the defender, and they get a first down.
13-yard completion. Clock stops on a fresh set of downs. Here's Marquise Sharp on the screen. Sharp's got some room to run. Bounces to the outside, and he goes down inside the 30-yard line. That was Eric Nelson making the tackle for Garfield. And once again, 69 seconds left, prime field position.
And we knew this could happen because Woodbridge is not going to come and be comfortable and sit on a 7-point lead. They're going to apply pressure, and they're now nearing the red zone with a lot of time left to play.
Back-to-back passing plays on the gain of 15 yards. Sharp is the back. Garfield showing pressure. Tucker steps up, Looking to the left side, and that sails out of the end zone. Intended receiver was Casey Jones-Carr.
It's miscommunication right there, but again, he throws it out of bounds. I think he knew what he was doing right there. Nobody can catch that. You don't force a turnover right here because you want to give yourself a chance to get some points. Again, worst case scenario, field goal, even though earlier on 4th and 10, they didn't go for the field goal. Woodbridge is thinking touchdowns or nothing else.
64 seconds remaining. 2nd and 10 from the Red Wolves 27.
Yeah.
Flag down, Tucker throws, and it is complete to Luther Smith Jr. down at the 11-yard line. He was touched by Warren Quack Freeman.
I think that's coming back. I saw the slot receiver move a little bit earlier. He was a second earlier. I'm surprised he didn't call the ball dead because it technically was a false start. I'm pretty sure that's the call from what I saw. Or motion. Yeah, he moved early. Like a split second too soon.
Legal motion is the call on Woodbridge.
Probably called it motion because he wasn't set when the ball snapped and moved a second too quickly. Us linemen, we get called false start. We're not going in motion. We just stand there, and if we move too soon, it's a false start. Although I've seen some plays where linemen are catching touchdowns and screen passes in the SEC and the Big Ten. So shout out to my multi-purpose offensive lineman out there.
5-yard penalty against the Vikings. Backs them up from the 27 to the 32. Sharp is the back to the right of Tucker. Tucker on the sidearm, out to James Shaw III. Shaw III
Special.
makes a man miss, and he's down at the 15-yard line by L.J. Richards.
Special.
And it's a pickup of about 12 yards, if not more. First down, Vikings.
You know, Nels, it doesn't matter, it seems like. They get backed up. They do what they do, and they're back in the red zone.
Gain of 17. 1st and 10. Here's Tucker looking to the end zone, lobs it up, and it is over the head of Casey Jones-Carr, incomplete.
I love how he throws it away where either his receiver gets it or no one gets it. It's not those ones where it can get picked. He's such a smart quarterback. I mean, he really is. He's in control of this offense. This is really cool to see because he doesn't force anything, and he's in control. He doesn't panic. He just slides his feet, keeping his face and his eyes downfield. Really, really mature and experienced quarterback.
15 yards separates the goal line and where the Vikings currently stand on 2nd and 10.
Blitz.
Pressure coming. Throw to the right side. And 2 flags are down. James Shaw III, the intended receiver, and this may be pass interference.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's pass interference because if it wasn't, we would have to have an investigation by CPS. I mean, he grabbed him very hard. I mean, he mugged him.
Pass interference is officially the call.
But you know what? I talked to my guys that play DB, and their mindset is, look, I'm going to take this penalty versus giving up a touchdown. So, you know, it makes sense, but Woodbridge is in full control right now offensively. 21 seconds.
Half the distance to the goal due to the Vikings being at the 15-yard line. No automatic first down, so with 21 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, it's 2nd and 3 for Woodbridge. Look at this one-on-one matchup to our left as well. That's Casey Jones-Carr against Sam Barley. Tucker looking left. That's James Shaw III. Stutter step, trying to get to the edge, and he is close. What's the call?
Whoa. Oh, you got to be smart, gentlemen.
Some extracurricular activity, and Woodbridge may have had that big play coming back. Down to the 1-yard line was Shaw III.
Oh, no. Another flag. This is what we talked about earlier. I played in these games, these rivalry games. These guys know each other. Probably some social media banter been going on all week. You got to stay in control of your emotions. You can't make it personal. Even if it's personal, you can't get a penalty. And we're going to see there's a lot of laundry on the field. The yellow's in the end zone, but there's some yellow on the grass, too, on the turf, because flags were being thrown by multiple officials.
There is a Vikings player down. We have to hope he is okay. Officials A lot to sort out here. These rivalry games, of course, like you said, get heated.
Yeah.
These two high schools, Gar-Field and Woodbridge, just about 15, 20 minutes away from each other. A lot of these guys most likely played youth sports growing up. Families know each other well.
Yeah, it's personal. But it's fun, but this is when it gets kind of risky because you don't want to make it so personal that you forget it's a football game. Nothing dirty. You don't want to see anybody get thrown out, but from the looks of it, there's going to be something where accountability is going to enter the chat.
Can't confirm who it was that was the Gar-Field defender that brought down Shaw short of the goal line. But the whistles and the flags, rather, came after the play. We'll have to see how this is sorted out. That is Shaw the third, who's being helped off the field by this Woodbridge athletic training staff.
And that's the concerning part because he is a big part of what they do offensively. And you don't want to see him lost for the game. You want to see him stay in, not just for tonight, because what we forget in these kind of games is Woodbridge has championship aspirations, and he's a big part of what they do. So hopefully this is not a major injury.
Shaw entered tonight, the leading receiver for this team with 548 yards, 9 touchdowns. He had his 10th to start the scoring on the Vikings' opening possession.
So the refs going to let us know what's going on. Let me see, because they're still at the pretty much at the 3-yard line.
Perhaps both the penalties offset. 13 seconds remaining. First and goal at the 1.
Timeout.
Seems like it still hasn't been figured out yet.
And as a player, you know, you just want to keep it going, and even the fans are trying to figure out what's going on. But looks like Garfield just called a timeout now. A lot to talk about. If you're Garfield, you got to figure out what's going on. I don't want to speculate. I don't know if someone got thrown out, but there was a lot going on. I think the big story is the injury to Shaw.
Absolutely.
That is a big story because, again, there's life after this game for Woodbridge and Garfield. Most likely, I know Garfield's waiting for some scenarios to play out if they lose this game. But Woodbridge, you know, you don't want to lose anybody on either side. So hopefully he's okay. But he's been on the sideline for quite a while right now with quite a few trainings around him.
Coach Edmonds calls his team's first timeout of this first half. Woodbridge has already called 2. So the Red Wolves have 2 remaining. Obviously, the Vikings with 1. If you're this Red Wolves defense here, got to be a big stand, right? Most likely getting 2 plays off, maybe 3, depending on where you get these stops, where the Vikings offense goes down, right?
Absolutely. The hard part is Woodbridge can run it in. They also can throw a fade route, or they can do a rollout. It's got to be quick on Woodbridge's part. 13 seconds is a lot of time, but not enough time sometimes if you overthink it. So it's got to be a quick strike. But I'm thinking, you know, a corner route. You know, this is kind of that weird part of the area because, you know, Garfield's right there backed up. But at the same time, if you're Woodbridge, you have enough playmakers where you can just throw it up or even do a wheel route again. We'll see what happens. And I anticipate Garfield bringing pressure right here.
Raphael Johnson is the wide receiver to the right. Looks like that's Righteous Hill to the left. And Marquise Sharp is the back for Tucker. On the handoff, here's Sharp, and he is in. Touchdown, Woodbridge. Vikings retake a 2-score lead. And still some pushing and shoving as well after the play was over.
Referees got to get control of this game right now because Garfield is definitely frustrated right now because they're down. And they know what this game means. I mean, these kids, they look at the group chats, they see Instagram, they see Facebook, they see Twitter. They watch the podcast. They know what this game means. You know, they can pretend they don't, but they do. The truth of the matter is you want to play your best football, but you want to keep everybody away from injury, but also make it more than just about football. You want to keep it about football. So hopefully the refs get control of this game. Coaches talk to both teams, get everybody locked back. It's been a great game so far. Hopefully these injuries don't mount up.
8 plays, 1:15 taken off the clock. Woodbridge started at their own 45, and they marched 55 yards. Such a short amount of time getting 8 plays off, too.
I'm telling you, man, they are we could probably get a T-shirt saying they are explosive. Woodbridge just knows how to move that football. I mean, it's not like Garfield's playing poorly. It's just they put so much pressure on you with their spread offense, and then they can run those quick hitters. And they also know how to strike you where your defense is vulnerable. And great game plan by the offensive coaches at Woodbridge right now. It's been proven to be beneficial for them. But also, Gar-Field in that last drive, I mean, they answered great. They methodically got down there. Richards was money. But it's tough to keep pace with this offense. And as you mentioned earlier, Woodbridge gets the ball back to start the third quarter here on senior night in Woodbridge High School, Woodbridge, Virginia. So a lot to play for both teams. But you don't want to give Woodbridge even more to play for as this game gets a little chippy. So let's see what happens. Hopefully these guys are okay.
He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. There is a Gar-Field defender down in the end zone. We'll let you know which Red Wolf that is once we're able to confirm. 9 seconds remaining here in this first half. I'd imagine Gar-Field would just take the knee and head into the locker room.
Absolutely. I mean, again, some coaches believe in throwing one up. I would not. I would not risk a pick 6 for a touchdown or somebody else doing something that may penalize your team worse than it needs to be. If you Woodbridge, kick the extra point, gather yourself, look at what you did well, which they did a lot well, and then if you're Gar-Field, look at what you did well, which they did offensively some things. But I think Gar-Field's biggest adjustment needs to be on defense. Do you go more zone? Do you give them some odd fronts to look at? Do you apply pressure? Woodbridge quarterback is so savvy. He's just so smart. I love the way he moves around the pocket. I mentioned earlier, man, there's a lot of talent on this game. Both quarterbacks present different challenges, but Woodbridge just has a great offense. And I love how everybody can eat. They just spread the ball around. It's not one guy. And they're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
It's been a long first half as well. Both teams received the ball offensively 4 times, right?
Yeah.
Woodbridge with a 12-play touchdown on their second possession. They used 8 on that to make it a 28-14 game. Gar-Field on its previous possession took 9 plays to go 62 yards to punch it in, thanks to L.J. Richards. It's unfortunate to see these injuries. We have to hope all players are okay.
Yeah, while we got some time, Nels, I want to shout out Tina DiGiacomo. It's a long time. She's a school counselor here. Not a school counselor, I apologize. She's a therapist here with Prince William County New Horizons. If you're here in the stadium or if you're watching, they got a great thing going right now, mental health awareness. Tonight, the Woodbridge High School football team and NAMI on Campus Club are hosting a mental health awareness night to emphasize the importance of checking on your teammates and prioritizing your mental health. These teams may be rivals on the field, but everybody deals with mental health. So if you're listening or you're watching at home, or if you're in the area, make sure if you come by Woodbridge High School, you support that program. Also, if you're at the stadium, maybe you got us on the phone, check them out over there. I just want to give her a shout out. I saw her coming in. I posted some pictures of what they got going on. Great group of women and ladies, students and advisors, and just love what they got going on. I'm a therapist myself, a licensed therapist when I'm not calling games with you. So I'm big on mental health, and I know these kids deal with a lot more than football right now. So it's a great cause, and it's something that we all need to make sure we take care of.
And especially, it's great, Dwight, in the past, 15, 20 years, mental health has been in the spotlight a lot of the times. You're told to just bottle it up, be a man. It's great to see the increase in effort and awareness for mental health and speaking out when you're not okay.
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Well said.
Alder Ray is on for the extra point to make it a 28-14 ball game. Here's the kick, and it is through. So Woodbridge up 2 scores over its rival Gar-Field. The oldest continuous rivalry in Prince William County is at its fireworks so far. 61st meeting all time between these two programs. Woodbridge will receive the ball to start the second half. If you're Garfield heading into the locker room, how do you respond in the next 24 minutes?
Well, you want to clear your heads. You almost want to lie to yourself and tell everybody that first half didn't happen, all by the same time make adjustments. Because as crazy as it may seem, this is still high school football in the VHSL, and a 14-point lead is not insurmountable. However, you got to figure out a defensive scheme to slow Woodbridge down, because right now they have controlled tempo, they've controlled how this game is going, and they've applied pressure where Gar-Field can't continue to just run the ball, even though it's been working for them, because when Woodbridge has gotten the ball, they have not been slowed down one bit. If anything, you hope Woodbridge kind of gets in their own way, but they're so well coached, just like Gar-Field. They seem to be locked in. They have a good feel. But in the half, you just got to make some defensive adjustments, and that's on Coach Marlin and his staff. And I think they will. It's just how well will they be?
Red Wolves will have time for one offensive play with 9 seconds left in this second quarter. Alderay is ready to kick. Line drive to the left side. It's hauled in inside the 10-yard line by Elijah Walden. Walden stays on his feet. Time has expired, and he is taken down at the 30-yard line by Lloyd Kropp Jr. 24 minutes through, 24 minutes remain here at A.T. Howard Stadium in Woodbridge, Virginia. It's the Vikings 28, Red Wolves 14 as we enter the half. Week 11 of our Game of the Week series. Dwight, 24 minutes gone by. Obviously, a ton of injuries. You hate to see that. But that aside, how would you say both teams have performed so far?
Well, we've got a lot of offense. I'm an offensive guy, so that's a great thing. I think it just comes down to Woodbridge seemed to be in control of this game from jump, and also feel like both teams understood the assignment as far as this game being important. It's just a matter of mistakes have done Garfield a little bit more in than it has Woodbridge. And you hate to see it, but at the same time, you know, you got to make adjustments. You got to respond to this adversity.
He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. We'll talk to you in just a sec. Halftime upcoming. Time for the Woodbridge Vikings marching band to take the field. We'll talk to you after halftime is over. Don't go anywhere. It's Woodbridge and Garfield. Our Game of the Week will return in just a moment. Actually, take that back. It looks like maybe Garfield will get one more playoff here, re-kick.
I saw the ref call a penalty as I was doing my breakdown, my recap, but Garfield players, okay, now they're coming back on the field. Looks like they were, I think we just saw the calls that we saw on the right before the touchdown. They finally gave us an explanation. I saw the personal foul signals. I don't know why refs, I used to hear I don't know, maybe it was back when I played, they used to have microphones so the crowd can hear it, but maybe I'm confusing my time with today's time. But either way, we got the signals for the penalty. So one untimed down right here for Garfield.
No time on the clock from their own 44-yard line. Here's Hamlin. And it is a throw for Mason Graham down the field to Sam Barley, and it is incomplete. That was Justice Gordon with the breakup. And Garfield will head to the locker room. Down 2 scores, 28-14.
Now it's halftime.
Now it is halftime, yes. Mason Graham showing the arm, though.
Yeah, that was a good look. I mean, you never know. You get a pass interference call, or maybe a catch tip pass. Maybe, you get some luck right there. But, again, nothing to feel bad about if you're Garfield. 14 points, you can make a run. The challenge they're going to have is to lock back in, hit the reset button, and maybe hope for Woodbridge to stub their toe offensively because they are locked and loaded.
I'm Nels Williams. He's Dwight Vick. We will return any moment now. I will be able to, let you know that it's halftime. I didn't see that coming. I mean, like I said, the Woodbridge marching band is on the field right now. They have an excavator that they've constructed themselves. They got a ton of other things that were going on. And then all of a sudden, our lead official, came onto the field and said, no, we got one more play.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Mason Graham's pass is incomplete to Sam Barley. That was Justice Gordon with the incompletion. And now it is halftime. Week 11, NSMT's Game of the Week. play here between Garfield and Woodbridge at A.T. Howard Stadium from Woodbridge, Virginia. It's week 11 of our NSMT Game of the Week coverage. Hard to believe the regular season has come and will be done after tonight, but it is the 61st all-time meeting in the oldest continuous rivalry in Prince William County. Gar-Field and Woodbridge, 28-14 is your score. Alongside Dwight, Vick, I'm Nels Williams. And Dwight, very eventful first 24 minutes.
Very eventful. Offenses did not disappoint, and I'm an offensive guy. I enjoyed it, but Woodbridge offense really set the tone. 28 first half points is a lot to put up. Garfield probably didn't enjoy that part of the game, but you know what? Second half adjustments made by both teams will be on full display here as we start this third quarter. Garfield has to come out and get a stop. You know, I can see Woodbridge coming down here and getting 35 points, and now you're really playing with fire if you're Garfield. So you got to hope for some luck mixed in with hopefully some turnover and maybe make something happen on defensive end. I mean, defense is still part of the game. You got to get Woodbridge off schedule. Maybe hope for a holding call. Again, what would I do? I'm not a defensive coordinator, but I'll pretend to be one just for a second. I'm bringing pressure on Woodbridge. I'm bringing defensive blitzes coming off the edges. You're going to put your receivers, your corners in a bind if you do that, but at the same time, you got to make a play. So we'll see.
Woodbridge won the opening coin toss. They elected to defer to the second half. And with a 2-score lead, Mason Graham will boot it away to the Woodbridge Vikings. And the second half is underway here on NSMT. Inside the 15-yard line, this is Noah Claiborne returning, this is Justice Gordon returning for the Vikings. Brings it up to the 40-yard line. However, there is a flag thrown on the field near the 40-yard line of the Red Wolves. We'll have to see what the call is.
Yeah, man, good return, but we'll see what this call is. And regarding Woodbridge right now, after it looks like the penalties against them, they're going to come out and see what Garfield does, and they're going to adjust accordingly, obviously. But will they continue to attack the secondary like they were, or will they keep it on the ground, or will they give us a little trickeration?
Said that word a lot in the first half. Garfield's offense pulling out all the stops, right? Pre-snap motion, shifting the entire offensive line, getting Woodbridge to be called off sides, right? Doing wildcat formation, direct snaps.
Yeah, we've seen both teams use the wildcat, actually, which is good. I've always felt the innovative offensive teams sometimes get a bit of an advantage versus if you just keep it plain. But do what you do if you're Woodbridge right now.
Caleb Tucker on his own 28 will hand the ball off to Marquise Sharp, and a flag comes in very far from our back umpire. And 2 straight flags are thrown. We'll have to see what the call is here by a lead official.
Could be a face mask. I don't know. Holding it because the back official threw that from Route 1.
Maybe even 95.
Yeah. Oh, face mask against the defense and holding.
So the Red Wolves defense not off to a great start on this opening drive. The 5th possession offensively for Woodbridge. Red Wolves need to stop bad. Down 2 scores to their crosstown rival. Garfield hoping to defeat Woodbridge for the first time since 2022. They have not come into Woodbridge Senior High School and walked away with a win since 2020. So the penalty is offset. On first down again, quick throw out to the right, and that is complete at the 35-yard line. Maybe a gain of 1. Eric Nelson for the Red Wolves made the tackle, and James Shaw III is back in for Woodbridge. He had an injury on the last possession to end the second quarter for the Vikings, but glad to see he's back.
I was getting ready to say I'm very glad to see him back. You want everybody healthy. But at the same time right there, Garfield makes a great play. Before that, they drew a holding call, but it was negated by offsetting. So let's see what they do right here.
On 2nd and 8, Tucker to the left side now, and that is complete out to Raphael Johnson. And Johnson makes it near the 28-yard line before he's tripped up by Deontay Vining and Eric Nelson. This brings up a critical 3rd down.
And just like I predicted, the defense is bringing the heat. Both backers came. The corner sat on the screen play, and now you got a 3rd and manageable. But at the same time, if you're Garfield right here, you're thinking, let's get them off the field and get this ball back for our offense.
The Vikings must make it past the 38-yard line for a fresh set of downs. And the Red Wolves jumped off sides.
You can't have that. You got to be disciplined. I know it's easy to say up here in the booth, but you got to be disciplined. Now it's 3rd and 1. I mean, it's still 3rd down, but it's much easier to get a 3rd and 1 versus a 3rd and 6. You got to watch the ball. Something these kids have been hearing since they were 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old. You got to watch the ball on defense.
To the 32-yard line. It's now 3rd and 2. Tucker will think about keeping it himself. Shimmies, and he is very close to the first down marker, but it looks like he got it.
Interesting call right there, because Tucker, he got it, but they had him in the backfield for a second. You know, that's not his strong suit, but way to be a leader and make a play and get that much-needed first down.
Kanoa Tuck on the stop against Caleb Tucker, who set the all-time record for most passing yards in a game with 459 yards over Hilton. That broke his record he set a week prior with 375. Or, pardon me, 385 against North Stafford. And that broke the 1992 record set by Brian Dunlap with 375. On 1st and 10, it's a quick throw out to the right side. He completes it to his man. And that is going to be a gain of probably nothing to the right side.
Yeah. I tell you what, Garfield is swarming. I think they got the message at halftime. They are playing with a little bit more pursuit and energy on defense right now, because I think they understand the assignment defensively. They have to get not only Woodbridge behind schedule, but they got to contain these receivers on the edge. All Woodbridge is doing right now is throwing bubble screens and screens. They're playing lateral, hoping Garfield over pursues and makes a mistake. So right now, Garfield again is in prime position defensively, 2nd and 10.
That was Righteous Hill on the completion. 5'9" sophomore. Here's 2nd and 10 for Tucker. Lobs it up to the left side for Johnson, and he can't come down with it. However, there is a flag. That was Di Lovard on the coverage.
I don't see pass interference, but maybe it's a holding, because both guys were jockeying for position right now. That was a 50-50 ball. Receiver was trusted. Yeah, holding call on the defense.
So Di Lovard with a penalty.
Oh, Shaw.
And there's James Shaw III limping off the field on his own 35-yard line. Righteous Hill replaces him at wide receiver. Casey Jones-Carr was ejected earlier in this game. So that leaves 6, 7, and 11. Vinny Hill Jr. haven't heard his name much so far tonight. Have to imagine he'll be involved here as we move deeper into the second half. Ball moved to the 45-yard line on that holding call. Here's a handoff to Sharp, and Sharp goes nowhere. That was Eric Nelson with the TFL.
Nice play. Nice play by Nelson. Again, Garfield continues to make good defensive plays, but they follow it up with a penalty that negates their great effort right now. They got to be disciplined with their eyes, gap integrity, and also understand who's got who. And understand that if we get a stop, we still had a chance, down 14, to get back into this game and get back, maybe possibly tied up.
It's a loss of 3, 2nd and 13 from the 42. Tucker quickly to the right, and there is nobody in the area. And it brings up a 3rd and long situation.
Garfield is not disguising at all. They are blitzing on every down, and it's paying off for them, minus the dumb penalties. So, again, that's what I would have done. Coach Mullen seems to have that same mindset, and that recipe is proven to be beneficial. But this is the money down for the offense and the money down for the defense. Who is going to impose their will and get a stop or a first down?
Garfield showing pressure yet again. They bring 5. Tucker flips it out to the left side, and he is immediately met by Tyson Haddon. 3rd down and 10. It was completed to Luther Smith Jr. And you'd have to imagine the Vikings will punt here.
You got to. And I tell you what, slow clap for the Gar-Field defense. They got to stop. This is still a ball game. Down 14. You got to secure this punt. Hopefully even get a good return. And let's see what this offense is doing. Last possession before the end of the first half, led by Richards. They went Wildcat with the unbalanced line. will we see this again when they get this ball?
We have a timeout on the field. Back to return for the Red Wolves was Sam Barley Jr. Now he's headed to the sideline, and Quack Freeman will head to the sidelines as well. Rather, he will go back to return it for Garfield as Di Lovard heads to the line now. So the Red Wolves defense stands tall, and on 4th and 10, the Vikings will be forced to punt. From their own 45-yard line, that is a high drive that will land inside the 40, and it'll roll out of bounds at the 38-yard line to give pretty good field position for Troy Hamlin.
Pretty good deal for Garfield right now. You get the ball in great field position. You got your first really major stop of the game against a Woodbridge offense that was rolling. Could have made this game a blowout, but now you have a chance to get within 7. And you seem to kind of, again, in that last possession, figure them out defensively with the stop. You slowed them down, got them behind the chains. Now your offense has to get back on schedule. And it looks like they're going with that same Wildcat formation with Richards, or no, that's Hamlin back there. I was surprised. I thought they were going to go Wildcat or that power offense with Richards.
Saw a lot of direct snaps. Going deep into the playbook was Zach Edmonds, hoping to get his first win in his second year as head coach against Woodbridge for Garfield. First play of this drive, it's a handoff to Richards, and he will gain maybe 2-3 yards as he plows forward. It was Elijah Conte on the tackle, as well as Lloyd Crop Jr., but now there's a flag after the play is over and done with.
And we've called Lloyd Crop Jr.'s name a lot. I wonder if he's related to a guy I know that used to coach youth football with. But again, he's made a lot of plays tonight. Hopefully his penalty is not against Woodbridge, because Garfield doesn't need your help. Actually, they do need your help. I apologize. They do need your help. You don't want to help them is what I'm trying to say. You don't want to give them any more help. You want to play within yourself.
Still awaiting what the call is, and it looks like it is against Woodbridge.
I think the penalty is when Lloyd Crop Jr., one of the defenders on Woodbridge side, tried to rip that ball out after Richards was down. Again, I got tongue-tied for a second, but basically Garfield does need your help, and you don't want to give them help, and now you're moving forward. This game is not over. As much as the first half, there were a lot of fireworks. Woodbridge looked great offensively. They had the trickeration, the big play. Now Garfield is moving the ball and in prime position to get into this red zone and get a possible touchdown.
So to the 44-yard line of the Vikings do the Red Wolves go. Number 72, Deshaun Long, showing some shimmies on the way over. Right tackle for Garfield. 7 minutes, 15 seconds and counting. 1st and 10 from the Vikings 44. It's a handoff to the right side, Freeman. He gains an edge, and Freeman, it goes down inside the 30-yard line. Who else but Lloyd Crop Jr. making the tackle. Ose Ivy made the stop as well. And it's a pickup of about 15 yards, and it's a first down.
Freeman has run the ball well all night. And I tell you what, the running game really hasn't disappointed Garfield since that opening drive. They've got a great rhythm running the ball. And, you know, right now, you want to keep it going.
Officially a gain of 16 yards, thanks to Quack Freeman. Looks like he'll be taking the direct snap here, and it is the Wildcat for Quack. Quack is taken down near the line of scrimmage. Gain of maybe 1-2 yards on that Wildcat play.
Wildcat has been beneficial. As we mentioned before, both teams have used it. Garfield seemed to benefit a lot more. I think Richards seemed to be the guy that really, though, was the power in that offense when they were running it. We'll see if he gets another crack at it.
1 yard gain officially for this Red Wolves offense. Tell you what, Dwight, they are bleeding the clock here. And now some more movement pre-snap, and another penalty is called. This looks like the Vikings were drawn off sides. Looks like Michael Nelson made the jump.
Wow. Quietly and slowly, momentum is entered the group chat on Garfield's sideline. If they can finish this drive with a score, it's going to be interesting. Again, a lot of football left to be played, but this is a good drive. And they are bleeding the clock, but they're also in control of the tempo.
4th play of this drive upcoming. Pre-snap again. This time it's Richards asking for the snap. He will take it right down Broadway.
Yeah.
And he will charge forward. And near the 15-yard line, it's a first down for the Red Wolves.
I think the game plan seems to be when they get near that red zone, the 30-yard line and in, they're going to go wildcat, unbalanced look, and it just seems to be working. Woodbridge is there, but Richards, the way he always falls forward and the way the line is blocking, it's just proven to be huge for them. I mean, why stop? Now, if I'm Woodbridge, I may have to bring a backer up, but if you miss the tackle, if you get washed down, it's going to break for a long run.
5-yard rush from Richards. Now here's Freeman asking for the ball. To the left he goes, and Freeman goes maybe past to the second level. He's brought down by multiple players in black jerseys, and there is a penalty after the play is done.
Just got to control your emotions. I don't know who the penalty's on, but you just got to be smart right here, especially if you're Gar-Field. You don't want to negate anything you're doing right now and get yourself behind the chains.
Clock stops. Just a second under 5 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Officials huddling near the 13-yard line. Crucial call coming up, whether this is against the visiting Red Wolves or home team Vikings. And it's against Garfield.
And that's what I feared. You can't self-destruct like that. The Wildcat has been helping you, but it's not a lot of help when you have to go back 15 yards. You don't help yourself right there. So we'll see how they respond. That's a break for Woodbridge defense because now Garfield's backed up.
So Garfield went from the 17-yard line now to their 29-yard line. Must make it to the 8-yard line to pick up a first down. Now it's 2nd and 21. Freeman in motion. Hamlin throws, connects to Freeman. Freeman bounces to the sideline, and he picks up a few yards on that passing play.
And what that penalty does, it makes Garfield go back to their normal offensive spread offense, but at the same time, takes away that wildcat, which was really hurting Woodbridge as far as defensive adjustments. So Garfield has to get into this end zone. Hamlin has to direct them and take control of this game right now. He's capable, he's shown, but right now he's got to do it.
5-yard completion, Hamlin's first pass of the second half. It's been all running plays. That was the 5th play. 6 upcoming for this Gar-Field drive that started at the 38. 3rd and 16. Empty backfield for Troy Hamlin. Devin Moore is the Red Wolf in motion. Hamlin rolls to his left. Still scanning downfield. He lofts it up to the end zone, and it is caught!
Oh, no.
No! Incomplete, Mason Graham!
It was there.
Mason Graham had it. Troy Hamlin lifted up for him, and he could not come down with it.
Oh, man. Tough drop. Got to shake it off, though. Got to shake it off. It's tough. Everybody knows you should have caught it. You know you wanted to catch it. It just didn't happen. It happens to the best of them. You got to shake this off. Hamlin, you got to do it again.
Offense for Zach Edmonds remains on the field for Gar-Field. Down 2 scores. Must make it to the 8-yard line on 3rd and 17. On 4th down now. 3 wide receivers bunched to the left side. And it appears we have a whistle on the field. It is a delay of game called on Gar-Field.
Unacceptable. It's tough to spin this in a positive manner. You just can't have that. Again, it's late in the season. This is week 11. You got to have a play drawn up. Don't want to overthink it, but you got to trust your offense right now. hope for a pass interference call or another great look, maybe a chance at a 50-50 ball. But this is tough, man. This is a lot of pressure on your offense right now. If you're Woodbridge, you don't want to make a mistake and help Gar-Field out. Play your assignment football. Don't trust your eyes. Trust your technique. Don't gamble.
And if you're Troy Hamlet as well, you have to at least get the ball out.
You got to.
An arm punt, as some would say.
Yes.
Because it's better to have an interception, obviously, at the 10, 5, 15-yard line rather than Woodbridge getting it at their own 30-yard line. But before a play could be called on 4th and 21 now, a timeout is called by Zach Edmonds and Gar-Field, their first used of this second half.
Yeah, you really don't want to burn a timeout. I really do not like when coaches and players burn timeouts in the second half. But this is a critical down because the coach and the guys over there know at Gar-Field, we got to get this touchdown. Actually, I apologize. They can get a first down here still. But either way, 4th and 21 is a very big challenge. So what do you draw up? Maybe you have a play, a wheel route, a corner route. It seems like neither offense really uses the tight end. You know, I don't know if Woodbridge is going to come out in too high safety look or they want to go cover 3. Woodbridge just wants to keep the receivers in front of them. You don't want to give up a bad play right here. So that's why I said earlier they got to trust their technique and they got to trust their eyes and not gamble.
Potentially a screen set up for either Freeman or Richards. Gar-Field must make it to the Vikings' 8-yard line for a new set of downs. It's 4th and 21. Here's Hamlin. Still in the pocket.
He's got time.
Flush to his left. He throws it at the 45, and it is incomplete. Intended for Sam Barley. It goes over his hands by about a foot. And Gar-Field is now 0 for 2 on the night on 4th downs, and Woodbridge will take over.
Big stop by Woodbridge right there. Now they want to get back out here. Last time you didn't really hold true to what you've been doing in the first half where you got stopped by Gar-Field's defense. Now you get a second opportunity to kind of put this game away or at least put yourself with a comfortable lead. Unfortunate situation for Gar-Field right there. They were driving, but that personal foul penalty really put them back. And you just can't really overcome 4th and 21. I mean, there are a lot of teams that can or think they can, but very few do.
3 minutes and 13 seconds taken off the clock as well. You're still down 2 scores, and now Woodbridge has the ball at their own 30-yard line. Yeah.
Last drive, Woodbridge did a lot of lateral plays, bubble screens and lateral screens. I'm looking to see if they're going to go back to what was working for them going downfield.
On 1st down, Tucker's back to throw, and he will check it down to Sharp to the left side. Sharp upfield, and he goes to the 46-yard line. That's a gain of 16 and a 1st down.
Great call by Woodbridge right there because Gar-Field, like in the last drive and since the second half started, sending those backers, you know, bringing pressure. So they say, okay, we're going to dump it off into the flat to our backs, let them do the work, and got a big chunk play.
Seen a lot of those screen set up as well as those check downs. Keeping Gar-Field's defense all over and scattered, right?
Yeah, man. Keep them on the edge. Keep it simple, you know.
Under 4 minutes to go.
Again.
Offsides is called. Gar-Field jumped on the D-line.
Mental errors, discipline. You got to stick to the script. You got to know your role, and you got to know what you're capable of doing. You don't help your team right there. I know he's eager. Everybody wants to get this game back under control. But a penalty like that does not help your defense.
It was Joshua Colazzo, the senior D lineman. They gave Woodbridge a free 5 yards.
See if he makes up for it. He's a senior. Nobody likes making mistakes, especially a senior.
Woodbridge crosses midfield thanks to the flag. And it's a handoff to Sharp. Sheds a few tackles before he's finally wrapped up and taken down by Russell Dadsey.
Yeah. Sharp was all knees and thighs right there, and I think Gar-Field felt him, and he ran like somebody said something about him in pregame. That was really a tough run right there.
4 yards on that tough physical run for Marquise Sharp. He is just a sophomore.
Yeah, they got talent. They got talent. Both teams do, but Sharp is special. This offense is special, and they got this drive going right now. This looks like how they did in the first half.
Under 3 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Here's Sharp. Sharp up the middle. A big run for Marquise Sharp. He's still on his feet, and he goes down inside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, Woodbridge senses it, man. We're almost into the 4th quarter. 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. That was a huge run by Sharp. Now you can run it, you can throw it. Garfield's got their hand on their hips, looking to the sideline, but unfortunately, it's not much you can do unless somebody bows up and makes a play. Woodbridge is right now full throttle.
33-yard run for Marquise Sharp. And now Woodbridge inside the red zone, looking to make it a 3-score lead. Here's Caleb Tucker on first down. They go back to Sharp, the hot hand. He escapes a tackle, lunges forward, and
nice
he's in.
run.
Touchdown, Woodbridge.
Yeah. That was Sharp and all offensive line right there.
Marquise Sharp's third touchdown of the night puts Woodbridge up comfortably 34-14.
Great run, great drive by Woodbridge. That looked like the offense we saw in the first half, minus that drive they just had before this drive. They just look like they know what they want to do. I mean, really, when you're rolling this well on offense, you can run pretty much anything. I mean, it's just a great feeling as an offensive guy that played on the line. You know when you got a defense on their heels, and it's a great feeling.
Alderay for the extra point. And it is 35-14 in favor of the home team, Woodbridge.
Yeah, now you're really, I won't say in trouble, but you got an uphill battle because we're about to enter the fourth quarter after this kickoff here by Woodbridge. What do you do if you're Gar-Field? You can't just strictly go pass. You can still mix in a run, but now you have two opponents. You have Woodbridge's defense and you have the game clock. And when the game clock is ticking away, I've been in this situation, you're going to sneak and sneak. How much time do we got? And obviously the old cliche scenario statement, you can't get it all back in one play. You wish you could, but it doesn't work that way. So you got to strike quickly, and Woodbridge knows that. Look for Woodbridge to maybe try to get a turnover to really put this game away. And hopefully Gar-Field, if you're a Gar-Field fan, can have some luck, also a play that can get you a quick strike, 7 points.
4 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes and 3 seconds taken off the clock here in this third quarter. Marquise Sharp, 3 tutties tonight for the Vikings. Red Wolves have had difficulty stopping the run all night. And Troy Hamlin and his offense will have to respond down 3 scores. This is Elijah Walden near the 5-yard line. Tries to go cross field. And he turns up to the 16-yard line. On the tackle was Ose-Abi.
Tough right there to even get to the 20. Now your offense is backed up minus the 20. So you got to see what you can do with this possession. It's a tough position to be in, man. This game started off really well regarding, both teams struck first 7-7, but Woodbridge has really been able to take control, as I said earlier, offensively. But it's not over yet if you're Garfield. You almost have to be stubborn and believe that we still have a chance. You can't really buy in and let your will overtake you. You have to be stubborn right now and get some good offensive plays with the end goal being a touchdown.
Second possession offensively for the Red Wolves in the second half. 7th overall this evening. They've only found the end zone twice. From their own 18-yard line, Troy Hamlin will have some work to do. Looking to throw on first down, and he connects to Sam Barley.
Like that. I
like
like
that. At the 32-yard line. Bishop Prescott on the coverage, and that's a first down pickup.
Well, there's a flag.
This flag came in late. We'll have to see who it is called on. Garfield's offense near the 32, as if though this is on Woodbridge. And it is against the Vikings.
Look at sideline infraction. That was a good play by Garfield right there. Hamlin rolled out. I like when they roll him out. They haven't done a lot of that tonight. The running game's been working for them, but when you're down 3 scores, you got to move the pocket because Woodbridge can come with pressure, but also gives Hamlin a chance to run it if the pass play is not open, which is definitely something he can do very well.
So a 14-yard pass, an extra 5 yards, has the Red Wolves operating at their own 37 now. On first down, here's Freeman in the back. Hamlin will throw again. Pressure coming off of the edge. He escapes it. Makes a man miss. Another man miss. Spin move. And it's a pickup of about 4 yards. How about Troy Hamlin showing off the juice?
I said, hey, that's what he does well. I know it was only 4 yards, but he made it a beautiful 4 yards. And they brought the pressure. Woodbridge is smart by that defense. If you want to pressure them, you know they're desperate right now, meaning they being Gar-Field, to make a play. Bring the pressure. But he did a great job handling right there, showing you why I feel like he's one of the best dual quarterbacks in the region and also in Northern Virginia. Just a dynamic athlete. And I mean that saying he's a quarterback as well.
Tyree Summers was taken to the shadow zone on the first time by Hamlin. It's a 4-yard scramble. 2nd and 6, another pass play. It's connected to the left side. That's Devin Moore. And Moore falls forward near the 47-yard line. That's close for a first down.
Garfield here walking a little bit too slow for my liking. There you go. Pick up the pace. Get to the line. Get set. You should have your plays called. You're probably calling 2 in a huddle if you got it, right now with this offense.
At the 45 now. It's a run, and it is blown up by this Vikings defensive line. TFL.
Took a way too long to get that. They got to the line. He got under center, but the line didn't get any push, and Hamlin kind of stood there waiting for the line to get the push, and obviously Woodbridge attacked it. Got a tackle for loss. Again, critical down now. 3rd and 2. Excuse me, I apologize. 4th and 2. You got to get this. At least they'll have some time to think about it as we go into the 4th quarter.
Forward progress was given. It is 4th and 2 when we return to the 4th quarter. 12 minutes separates us and the final buzzer. Woodbridge is cruising with a 35-14 lead. Oldest continuous rivalry in Prince William County has not disappointed tonight. Gar-Field hoping to walk away with the win, and they enter the playoffs. Winner also claims the district title in the Cardinal District. Dwight, you got to put 21 points up on the board for Gar-Field. How do you do it potentially here?
Well, Nels, it's not a lot of teams that can do that. It's one of those things where you could say, I'm going to go do this, we're going to throw the ball, we're going to do it. But right now, 4th and 2, you got to have a play that's guaranteed to get you 2 yards, and then you got to get back to the line. And everything's got to be quick. Everything's got to be with a sense of urgency. And oftentimes when an offense becomes desperate, what you tend to see is bonehead penalties or people pressing too hard, a tip pass, a turnover, because you're down 21 points and you're trying to get that first down. And it's very unlikely that you can get 21 points in the 4th quarter, especially against a Woodbridge team playing great football at home. They know what you have to do. So, again, that's why I mentioned earlier, if you're Garfield, you got to be stubborn somewhat, acting like this isn't a 21-point lead, and do what you do and stick to your script. But it's a big-time challenge right now, man.
On the first play of the 4th quarter, it's 4th and 2. Red Wolves must make it past their own 47 to reset the chains.
This has been that money play.
There's the shift. This is Richards clapping his hands. He takes it, goes right down the gut, and he did not get there. Vikings defense stands tall. 0 for 3 now on 4th down are the Red Wolves.
I don't blame Garfield for calling that, because all night it's worked for them. But I think Woodbridge, knowing that it's worked for them all night, realized that we have to get a stop. Now you're in the danger zone because Woodbridge is looking to get 42 points. They want that district championship. You're 11 minutes and 54 seconds from repeating as district champions and going into the playoffs with some serious momentum.
Woodbridge hoping to repeat as Cardinal District champions for the first time since 2008-2009. Jimmy Longerbeam in his 5th year against, or rather at the helm of this Vikings team. 3-1 against Gar-Field. If this score should stand, he'll be 4-1. No gain on 40, goes at the 45-yard line, and this is an errant snap that Caleb Tucker has to fall on. It's a loss of 10 yards on that play.
Well, Garfield will take it any way they can. That was a fumble snap. Tucker jumped on it, didn't give it up, but now you got him behind the chains. When you're in a desperate situation, you need all the help you can get. Even if somebody cramps and comes out for a play, you don't want anybody to get injured, but you need help and you're desperate.
A loss of 10 brings it 2nd and 20 now. Flipped out to the right side. Tucker completes it. And that is Marcos Concepcion with the completion. Gain of about 8 yards.
Woodbridge receivers do a great job by securing the catch first and then going upfield. A lot of times at this stage of development with high school athletes, sometimes they'll run before the ball is secured. All night long and even throughout the season, Woodbridge does a great job of securing the catch first and then being playmakers afterwards.
Officially a 7-yard gain. It's now 3rd and 13. Potential for a 3-and-out should this Red Wolves defense hold here. Vikings must make it to the Red Wolves 35-yard line for a new set of chains. Tucker to throw over the middle. It is incomplete.
Yeah, there it is.
But there's the flag.
I saw it. That's one thing Tucker does very well. He will identify the matchup, pre-snap read, and then attack that matchup. Very mature for a quarterback at this level. He sees the fact that the safety's in man coverage. He attacks it, throws the ball. It's not really a catchable ball, but the ref is right there. Sees the quick grab, calls the hold. Now we got a new set of downs. Caleb Tucker's a very mature quarterback. I'm telling you right now, I would love to play with a kid like that. Just sees the field very well, understands the matchups, and does a great job with his pre-snap reads, identifying the matchups and the advantage he has regarding his receivers and running backs.
Pass intended for Righteous Hill. So it's a gain of 10 yards, still 3rd and 3. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line now. And an offsides is called. That was Kanoa Tuck who jumped in a white jersey.
Yeah, you know, you just, again, I know I sound redundant, but you just can't have that. I mean, I know you're upset. I know you're eager. You're trying to make a play, but you're right in front of the football, and you just got to watch the ball. Is it egregious? Does it lose you the game? No, but it adds up. Those penalties adds up, and at the end of the game, sometimes penalties tell the story.
Vikings operating at the 33-yard line now. Here's Tucker to throw. Looking deep. He wants it all to Righteous Hill, and it is incomplete. In the coverage was Tyson Haddon, and there's a flag down.
Again, I cannot, for those watching on this live stream, I'm sure you see it, but from this booth, this is my first time seeing Caleb Tucker in person. I've seen him on the app. This kid has got the high IQ. He identifies the matchup. Again, I can't say it enough, and sees it and draws a penalty right there with the man coverage. The DB didn't get his head turned around. There was a quick grab. It cost him another penalty. He just sees the matchups very well. It's tough for any cornerback to play man coverage, but, you know, right now Woodbridge is really trying to make a statement right here with this drive, attacking the Gar-Field defensive backs.
To the 18-yard line, this Vikings offense goes. Back-to-back penalties against the Red Wolves. Back-to-back-to-back penalties, rather. Listen, 10 minutes and 15 seconds to play here in this fourth quarter. Vikings hoping to find the end zone for the 6th time. On 1st and 10, Tucker slings it out to the left side, and it is blown up by Quack Freeman.
Good defense right there. Good to see Garfield players still playing hard, but Caleb Tucker just gets quick. He gets rid of that ball so quickly, gives his running backs and receivers a chance to make plays. It's just tough to defend. Sometimes you see offense that are just left-handed or right-handed, meaning they only see one side of the field. One thing I've been impressed with Woodbridge's offense tonight is they see the entire field, and their offensive plays attack the entire field. They attack the linebackers, they attack the quick hitters on the run, and also on the outside and the edges. It's really masterful work by their offense.
That was Righteous Hill with the completion, a gain of 3 yards. It's 2nd and 7. Here's Tucker. They'll hand it off to Sharp. And Sharp is into the end zone for the 4th time tonight. Marquise Sharp, have a game.
Great, man. You said he's only a sophomore? The future is bright in the bridge. I mean, that young man is quick, runs hard, and Woodbridge offense and the entire team is clicking on all cylinders right now. It's got to feel good for this home crowd. Senior night. Shout out to all the seniors, the cheerleaders, the band, the football players. It always feels good to win senior night. I lost my senior night against some team in Charlottesville. And I still remember it. You know, we were a really good team that year. We were ranked. But, you know, Garfield still may have football left to play after this one. But right now, what you want to see them is finish strong on this next possession.
Extra point is through. 42-14 is your score. Gar-Field, their offense 0 for 3 on fourth downs. I think that's the key tonight as to why the score is the way that it is.
Well, again, I said early in the first half, I think it was, believe, the first quarter when it was 7-0 Woodbridge and Garfield tied it up. And I said, well, it looks like this is going to be an offensive game, and the team that blinked first was most likely going to lose. And unfortunately, Garfield started blinking like the lights were being flickered all night. And they blinked too many times, unfortunately. I don't want anybody to think watching this game that Garfield's still not a good team and not deserving of making the playoffs. I just feel like Woodbridge right now is playing at a different level. And when you're playing at this level and the way they are playing, they understand what they are as a team, offensively, defensively, and it's making them really tough to beat. It'll be interesting because I really feel like bigger picture, Division VI right now, especially in Northern Virginia, is wide open. You have a lot of teams, Patriot, Battlefield, Woodbridge. Prince William is deep, and the region is the largest region in the state with the Stafford schools as well as the Prince William school. So it is going to be a great playoff season. But right now, tonight, the story is Woodbridge offense and this coaching staff and the energy they have around this program.
5 plays, 55 yards, and 3 minutes and 33 seconds taken off of the clock here in AT Stadium on the previous Vikings drive. This is Di Lavard bringing out the return for the Red Wolves. He goes to the far sideline, and he is dragged down near the 19 by Bishop Prescott.
Right now, if you're Gar-Field, I've been on both sides of these kind of games. I've been the team up big, feeling real good, and I've been the team down big. When you're down big and it's the last game of the regular season, what you want to do is finish strong. You want to get a good drive, maybe get a young guy in the game, you know, that's in your rotation, or maybe get a look at some other players. You don't want to quit, but you want to finish the game or finish this drive with a score. You don't want to give in, but you don't want to overreact either. It's tough to be in this situation. None of these kids foresaw themselves losing this way, but you still have 9 minutes and 12 seconds left, so finish this game strong offensively.
We have seen crazier things, right? Still plenty of time left if you're able to play your cards right.
Yeah. Well, what's that show called, Stranger Things?
It is.
It would be Stranger.
Here's Hamlin to throw on first down, and it is
yeah.
incomplete, intended for Sam Barleg.
Yeah. And to be fair, you're right. I have seen crazier things, but you know, Woodbridge is rolling. Garfield is just out of sync right now. What started off as a promising back and forth offensive matchup, Garfield, as you mentioned, the fourth down conversions, the lack thereof, really hurt them.
Now 9 minutes and 8 seconds separating us and the final horn here. Red Wolves down 4 scores. Have to work quickly. You have to remember there was that Quack Freeman long 86-yard touchdown run earlier. And now here's Hamlin on the keep to the right side. Stays in bounds, and he leaps to the 30-yard line. Very close to the first down marker. And there is a Vikings defender down near the 24-yard line.
And that's what you don't want to see. This is what when I say finish strong, I mean for both teams. I don't want to see any young man get injured. You know, these games are tough to officiate it when it gets to this level, when the score is this lopsided. You got to manage the game, make sure emotions stay in check, but also make sure nobody gets injured. And that's for both sides of the ball.
We'll let you know who this Vikings player is once we're able to confirm who is down. But what you have to hand it to Marquise Sharp. I think it's, you know, pretty safe to say he will be our player of the game.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. There's no debate for me. I think the whole NSMT team understands that. I mean, the kid has just been phenomenal. And, you know, these kind of games, if you're a playmaker and if you want to make a statement, you make a statement in a district championship game, and that's what's occurred. I like the fact that, you know, Woodbridge, you know, when you have so many mouths to feed, so to speak, with playmakers, I like when they score, they all celebrate for each other. It's not like, you know, me over team. It's team over me. And a lot of people will get T-shirts made with that and they'll say it in the preseason or the pressers, but they really live it and breathe it right now. And I think that's why they're a successful team, a team to watch in the playoffs. Looks like that could be a cramp.
Yeah, that's Alhaji Kamara, the junior defensive lineman. He's able to come off the field on his own power.
He's walking like me after I work out, or when I get up in the morning. That's how I walk. Yeah, it might be a cramp. He's showing some pride. It's that leg. Yeah, he's going to get that stretched out. Yeah, that's a cramp. And I'm glad it's a cramp and nothing worse.
So Troy Hamlin, a 9-yard gain. 3rd and 2 now for the Red Wolves. It's a handoff to Freeman. Freeman finds a hole, and he charges his way past the 40-yard line. First down, Garfield.
One of the few bright spots for Garfield has been Freeman. He's run with a sense of purpose. I mean, he's a dynamic back. I like the way he runs. I saw him play, as I mentioned earlier, against Patriot last week. Garfield has some playmakers. It's just when you get down like this, it's tough to get in the offensive rhythm. But Freeman is, he can go out wide. He can run the ball. I like him. He's a talented player.
8:20 and ticking here in this 4th quarter. 14-yard rush for Quack. Empty backfield for Hamlin. That is Freeman in motion to the left side. Back to throw. Looking deep. Looking to the left to Barley, and it is over his head, incomplete.
Again, that play was open. I don't know if Woodbridge had a breakdown. I couldn't see what coverage they were in, but he was running free in the middle. I know Hamlin would like to have that ball back. Now, and again, we talk about Garfield finishing strong, Nels. Here's the deal. Woodbridge's coaches defensively don't want any breakdowns because all this is on tape. So everything matters. Next week, you lose, you're done. So even though you're up 42-14, you want to finish strong if you're Woodbridge defensively. You don't want to sit down and give a blown assignment or a coverage because that can come back to cost you next week or the week after.
He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. So glad to have you with us this evening. 2nd and 10. Quick throw out to the right is complete to Mason Graham. And he is pushed out of bounds by Luther Smith Jr. Gain of a couple on that play.
Good tackle. Again, this is a tough deal to be in right now if you're Gar-Field, but you keep playing, you keep fighting. You never want to end the game with just allowing the other team to take your will. You just want to keep fighting, get a play here, get a play there, and hopefully it ends with a touchdown.
3rd and 7 for the Red Wolves. Must make it past midfield to the 46-yard line for a first down. Hamlin, pressure coming, throws to his right, intended for Mason Graham, and it is incomplete, just a few feet too high, and it's 4th down for the Red Wolves.
Here we go again. It's 4th and long. Got to make a play. Maybe roll out Hamlin, see if he can get something with a run-pass option, or maybe draw a penalty. Either way, you want to hope to convert this first down. You don't want to go out bad and not score any more points.
0 for 3 tonight on 4th down is Garfield's offense. 7 yards for the first down. Hamlin, quick strike, and it is behind his intended receiver. That was Kanoa Tuck.
It's tough, man. It's a tough deal. I can't say enough. This is not a reflection of Garfield's season. This is more about being out of rhythm. Woodbridge is hot right now. You're playing on the road. Started off promising. Garfield's got a talented team. I saw this team play last week, as I said. They got a great offense. I've seen them play early in the season, too. Sometimes you're just out of sync. It happens to the best of us.
So Woodbridge will take over at the Gar-Field 47-yard line. Caleb Tucker and company. Looking to just chew up the clock here, right?
I think they're going to chew up the clock, but it might be chunks of chew. I don't think Woodbridge is going to sit back. And it's not personal. It's you do what you do because you still have football to be played. There's 7 minutes left. They're going to, see, they're passing the ball.
Here's Tucker to throw on first down. Diving to make the grab at the far sideline is Marquette Stevenson.
Now, again, one thing, as we both discussed earlier, Tucker gets rid of that ball quickly, and it's a good thing because Garfield is still not going to let up on defense. They got a bit of a pressure right there, but he got it out to the flats, and it proved to be a big chunk play.
6-yard completion to Stevenson, celebrating senior night. 20 seniors on this Vikings roster. But not him. Not Marquise Sharp on the carry. Sharp is just a sophomore. Or rather, that is Jaden Taylor, my apologies. The junior.
Yeah.
It brings up third down.
I think Woodbridge got away with him right there. Looked like the receivers weren't set, but trust and believe, the refs want to go home now. It's a running clock. It's not even cold out. Good football weather, good crowd. But I've been in these games. The refs are like, hey, let's keep it going. They want to wind that clock.
3rd and 1 for the Vikings at their own 38. Here's Taylor on the handoff from Tucker, and he gets the first down and then some. Clock continues to run. It stops thanks to a first down, but it will continue to run after that. Jaden Taylor averaging 34.5 yards per game. That's a 4-yard carry. So Woodbridge will look to hoist the Herb Saunders Trophy. Saunders started Occoquan High School in 1947, which became Gar-Field later. Was the principal in 1953. On 1st and 10, here's Tucker stepping up. He slings it at the sidearm, and that is complete. 3 Gar-Field defenders coming in to make the tackle, and that was Luther Smith Jr. on the completion.
Tucker does a great job moving in that pocket. He never stops moving his feet. Almost like a drill when you see in the preseason or during the season with the quarterbacks moving around with the bags and the dummies. He's got great awareness in that pocket.
Vikings backed up a yard to the 35 now. Certainly brought his dancing shoes, that's for sure. The way that he moves around. Tucker to throw a jump pass, and he completes it.
What?
Wow.
I thought that was about to be picked.
Righteous Hill. It looked like it would have been a pickup here in the press box, but Tucker finds a seam, and he finds Hill for the first down.
I'm telling you, man, Tucker's just got everything. I mean, as the kids say, he's in his bag. I mean, nothing he can do can go wrong right now. I mean, a jump pass. I mean, shout out to him, man. That's a great feeling when you're in the zone like that, and you get the big win over one of your rivals.
Tucker in the flow state with a 12-yard pickup to Hill. 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line now. It's a handoff to Jaden Taylor. And Jaden Taylor prances forward. Pickup of 3 to the 20-yard line, brought down by the defensive line of the Red Wolves.
I wonder if they're going to get some other guys in the game. 4 minutes left, but it is senior night. You know, Woodbridge mindset is we still got football left to be played right now. Even with 4 minutes now, 3 minutes and 53 seconds on the clock left, they're still playing like it's the first half, which is good. I mean, it's a mindset when you want to win a championship. You never want to give up or let your foot off the gas.
Ball spotted at the 21. Move back from the 20-yard line on the Jaden Taylor carry. Less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Here's Tucker back to throw. Looking to the end zone, to the right. Got a man. Did he bring it down? He did. Touchdown, Woodbridge. It's Righteous Hill.
Righteous Hill with the righteous catch. Nothing can go wrong when they drop back to pass. Woodbridge is in the zone.
Now hold on a minute. There may be a flag down on the field.
Looks like a legal man downfield from what we can see up here, but again, it's not official yet.
It is indeed an illegal man downfield, most likely a Vikings offensive lineman, and the Righteous Hill touchdown is washed out.
Now, if you're righteous, do you go back and say something? I mean, you know, I always wondered. I know when I played, the receivers would give us a look sometimes like, dude, you know, what are you doing? But, you know, they didn't know. Linemen, sometimes we don't know what's going on, especially if the quarterback's moving around in the pocket.
From the 26 now, here's Tucker stepping up, looking to throw it, and instead he elects to toss it out of bounds.
Smart play.
Brings up third down.
Yeah, that was smart play. Tucker does a great job throwing the ball away, whether it's outside or on the hashes or outside the end zone. He never forces a throw. At least tonight, we've not seen it. I haven't seen it. He does not force a throw. He knows when to attack those 50-50 balls. He's in complete command of the pocket. Shout out to his offensive line, too. They've given him a clean pocket, and when they have had pressure, he knows when to step up and where the holes are in the defense.
You know, I know in the NFL, a lot of quarterbacks will buy Rolexes or, hunting gear for the offensive line. I think for Tucker, probably going to buy Chick-fil-A, right?
Yeah, yes. You can't go wrong with Chick-fil-A. You can't. Ooh, he took a hit right there. See, again, this is what you don't want, but he's up. He's okay. Yeah, definitely look out for your O-line. I know when I played, our quarterbacks treated us very well. Only thing I regret is we didn't have NIL money because I would have had a contract with Chick-fil-A. I would have been the spokesperson. You would have seen me in Christiansburg, Radford, Roanoke, Hampton, Virginia, where I'm from. I would have been a mascot for Chick-fil-A. We even had the cow. I would have cow suit on. Some guys would have said that would have been too much. Hey, look, my Chick-fil-A points right now on 1,000. But yeah, man, you definitely want to take care of your offensive line. And you definitely right now, with 3rd and long, it looks like they're kind of in that no man's land. You just want to get out of here and finish this drive. Strange thing about this game, I do not think we've seen Woodbridge's field goal kicker at all tonight.
You're correct on that. Andre was 4 for 7 entering tonight. He has not attempted a field goal. So now it is 4th down and 13.
So it's 4th down.
And Woodbridge is being backed up even further here.
Game getting a little sloppy right now. That's why I said these are the toughest moments of a game to officiate. It's kind of like in basketball when it's a 25, 30-point lead, but both teams are still playing. You kind of want to finish the game as an official to make sure nobody gets injured and doesn't get too sloppy where it becomes ugly to watch.
Ball backed up from the 26 to the 31-yard line. Vikings must make it to the 18 for a 1st down. Tucker facing pressure. He'll flip it to the left, and it is incomplete. In the area was Marquette Stevenson. Now, the in-venue scoreboard showed 3rd down.
Yeah.
So that was 3rd down. My apologies. Now it is 4th down, or rather, yep, I think both teams thought it was 3rd down.
Yeah.
And now it is a turnover on downs, and the Gar-Field offense will trot back on with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to play.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the players keeping focus, but I told you earlier, I know this to be true. I don't know these officials personally, but I've been in enough football, called enough football. These refs are kind of getting sloppy too, because I don't think they knew what was going on, but it was 4th down. Now Garfield has one last chance, so to speak, to get a touchdown, or at least some positive plays to end this game. Let's see how they do and how they respond and how Woodbridge covers it.
Troy Hamlin will come out onto the field. Could be Hamlin's last drive of his career as he is a senior. Garfield with the win tonight would have surely made the playoffs and played at least another week, but it appears the Red Wolves season is over depending on how other games turn out across the region.
You never want to be in that scenario stuff. If this team does this and we do this, that's a tough situation to be in, but that's the way it goes in the VHSL.
1st and 10 at their own 31. Here's Hamlin to throw. Red Wolves tried to set up a screen, but there was no man in the area. Barley was the closest receiver alongside Quack Freeman.
Some chirping going on. This is what I mean. The refs kind of got to get everybody back to the huddle, man. I've seen this happen so many times, especially in a rivalry game with both schools in close proximity. They know each other. I work with high school student athletes. I know there's been some chirping on the gram and on Snap and in the group chats. Just want to get out here with this game ending in the right way.
Second and 10 for Garfield. Moore shifts to his right. Hamlin scanning downfield. He'll tuck it and run it himself to the near sideline, and he scampers out of bounds, and that is a late hit.
Whoa.
That was a late hit,
man, and
from Tyree Summers.
That was a late hit and a really, really big hit. And this is what I was previewing a few minutes ago. This is a top part of the game when emotions are running high. One team's feeling good, the other team's feeling bad. It's personal. He's making a play. Hamlin's just trying to get out of bounds, preserve the clock, and he gets smacked. That's tough. Right in front of the Woodbridge bench. Tough deal right there. It happens, but, you know, you want to see it happen too much more as we only have about 2 minutes and 58 seconds left in this game.
That was helmet to helmet.
Hey, I'm glad you said that. You also got to be careful you don't get ejected, especially if you're a Woodbridge player. You're playing next week. Gar-Field maybe, but Woodbridge, you want to make sure you have your personal in there, especially for next week.
Glad to see Hamlin is okay as well.
Yeah. Could be one of those deals where it looks worse than it actually was, but looks like, was that offsetting penalties? Want to get this game over with everyone safe and sound.
Absolutely.
So I think they marked it off both ways.
So I believe that was Summers. That also could have been Alhaji Kamara. Summers came up pretty ecstatic at the play. Kamara was also looking around. But it's a new set of downs for Hamlin, who remains in the ballgame. At the 48-yard line now to the 21-yard pickup. Hamlin steps up, scurrying, and he is flattened at the 46-yard line by Alhaji Kamara.
It's a good tackle. Hamlin's a tough player to tackle out in space. It's a good tackle.
It's been chippy all game. We had an ejection. That was Casey Jones' car. This is a rivalry, folks. No doubt about that.
And Woodbridge gets to brag again for another year. Not only with this win, but district champs.
For 3 straight years, they've picked up wins over Gar-Field, back-to-back Cardinal District titles for the first time since 2008-2009. Here is Freeman on the carry, and Freeman burning his way inside the 40-yard line.
I'd like to see Garfield get a touchdown here if they can. They're moving a bit slowly now. Sometimes coaches just say run it out. Clock is definitely ticking.
3rd and 1. Clock is indeed ticking. Less than 100 seconds remaining here in this fourth quarter. Hamlin brings Freeman in motion to throw. Setting up the screen. There's Richards. Richards with the convoy in front of him. And Richards drags down defenders inside the 15-yard line. That was Lloyd Kropp Jr. hanging on for dear life against L.J. Richards.
L.J. Richards played well tonight. Probably the biggest bright spot for Gar-Field, either offense or defensively. He's just had a great game, both receiving but definitely running the ball, running it out that wildcat as well as being offset to the quarterback. He's just been really solid tonight, and that's something you can build on.
24-yard pickup as head coach Jimmy Longerbeam just got the Gatorade bath already before the final horn was even called. Fresh set of downs, Hamlin on the keep. He faked it to Freeman. Hamlin still on his feet, trying to spin away from a few defenders, and he's brought down inside the 12-yard line.
Good run by Hamlin right there. Again, look, I know I don't play anymore. I'm up here in the booth with you, but I'm trying to get a touchdown. I know I'm down 42-14, but I'm trying to get in that end zone. You want to finish strong. It says something about your character.
Clock is still ticking. Gar-Field operating at the 7-yard line now. On 2nd and 2 after the gain of 8 from Hamlin. Looking left, throwing left, and it is incomplete. Intended for Di Lovard. That stops the clock with 20 seconds remaining.
Maybe have time for 2 more plays possibly. You definitely want to try to get this touchdown, but you also don't want to throw a pick six. It's when you're pressing it so hard, but you just got to make a play. for those seniors at Gar-Field, it starts to hit when you hit, you see the clock. This could be possibly your last game ever. If you're a skill guy, you want to get a touchdown. Just to say you ended your career with a touchdown. If you're Hamlin, maybe running in.
3rd and 2 from the 7-yard line. Hamlin hands it off to Freeman. Freeman shaking a few defenders, and I don't know if he got there.
No, he didn't. Well, the far ref can't tell from up here. He seems like he is. They're going to stop. It's a first down. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at that far right official, but it's 11 seconds. This is it. You got to get it. Again, the game is won already by Woodbridge. I'm just looking to see how Garfield finishes.
Garfield will not get a play off, and as time expires. For the 3rd straight year, the Woodbridge Vikings are victorious over Gar-Field. And for the first time since 2008-2009, the Woodbridge Vikings are back-to-back Cardinal District champions.
Phenomenal win for a phenomenal football program with championship aspirations. Great job by them. From start to finish, they were the better team. They set the tone. They executed offensively. They made timely defensive stops, and they are the champions of the Cardinal District.
The 61st consecutive matchup between the Red Wolves and Vikings did not disappoint. Woodbridge evens the all-time series at 30-30-1. They will receive the Herb Saunders Trophy and keep it for the 3rd straight season. Head coach Jimmy Longerbeam improves to 4-1 against Garfield, while Zach Edmonds, in his 2nd year at the helm of the Red Wolves, falls to 0-2 against the crosstown rivals.
Yeah, great win for Woodbridge. Great for the Woodbridge area. 2 really good teams. Woodbridge came out on top, obviously. See how they build on this winning momentum. I mean, the great thing about a win like this is you can build from your strengths, you can learn from your mistakes. But the important part is you have to get this message across to your players. Everything starting on Monday resets. If you make the playoffs, this was great, program builder, but you have to build on this because now it's win or go home.
Woodbridge now 9-1, 6-0 in district play. They make the playoffs for the 2nd straight season. They fell to North Stafford last season. And of course, the Vikings are hoping to make a deep playoff run like they have in the past before. The oldest continuous rivalry in Prince William County did not disappoint this evening. Vikings on top 42-14 in week 11 of our game of the week on NSMT. Dwight, overall, what a win by the Vikings.
I mean, it was a great win. The game was the game of the week. A lot of people were talking about this game. We're here, obviously, because it was the game of the week. Sometimes we say, well, how much did it play out to be a great game because of a lopsided win? But it didn't really – the score is not indicative of how this game was going. It was a close game in the first half. I feel like this is more so about how well Woodbridge is coached, how well they perform as a team, and how good they can be. They're a scary team. I knew this team was good. I interviewed them in the preseason media day for Prince William County Media Day. I spent some time with them. The coach reached out to me and asked me to speak to the team. They were focused back then. This was during the bye week, and they've proven to be championship worthy. I think they have championship pedigree. If I'm a defensive coordinator, I can tell you right now, if I'm scheming against Tucker and company, they are tough to scheme against because they stretch the field. They can play the methodical game. They can control the clock. They can play mid-range, meaning short passes, and their skill set players can make plays out in space, putting a lot of pressure on your defense. They are loaded, and they are going to be a force in Division VI in this region. But at the same time, there are some other teams that feel the same way. So we will see what happens this coming week when the playoffs start. This is the best time of the year right now because, high school football in Virginia never disappoints, and there are a lot of championship-worthy teams. If I'm looking at championship teams right now, Woodbridge has to be near the top, if not at the top of my list.
We'll be covering the VHSL playoffs here in Northern Virginia on NSMT. Obviously, the bracket is announced Sunday, so we'll make our pick for Game of the Week. Week 12, technically, but Week 1 of the VHSL playoffs starts next Friday. We've got all your coverage of football in Northern Virginia on NSMT. Make sure to follow our socials on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Stay tuned for the player of the game. That'll be posted on our socials. I have a feeling it'll be number 3 in black and yellow, but who knows? We'll find out.
Absolutely.
But for now, Nels Williams and Dwight Vick saying so long from A.T. Howard Stadium. Thank you so much to our entire production team, including David Gaylor, the man behind the scenes to make this all possible. Find out next week where we will be on NSMT. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. 42-14, your final score between Woodbridge and Garfield. We will talk to you next week. Have a great rest of your weekend.